I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut.
What are you? He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. From day one, you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders is the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I'll proudly stand up next to you all. God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Red. You got the belt around you.
What up? We are in the building. It is truth telling, talk that talk, and all that Tuesday. So chime in, tap in, and check in because it's the realest show on planet Earth. CP time at Brandon? Yeah, we got a little late start, I guess. Smitty, blame Smitty on that. That's the easy way out for me. Listen, it is Talk That Talk Tuesday. So pound that like, subscribe, become a member. We got a loaded show today. Steve Kim joins us. We got an insider joining us, Devine, legend in his own right. And he'll be joining us, talk some hoops. And we got a lot to discuss on a Talk That Talk Tuesday. Steve Kim will join us in the first hour, basically. So tap in. We got a lot going on and a lot to talk about. You saw the thumbnail, and Aaron Rodgers will be in attendance today in Steelers minicamp as it kicks off in Pittsburgh. But can he and DK Metcalf be the best duo in football this season? I think there is a possibility that A-Rod balls out. After all, quiet as kept, he did have a statistically better throwing season than MVP Josh Allen had just last year. Go check it out. Dan Orlovsky spoke about his ass yet again. He spoke out right out of his asshole again on ESPN, saying that he would have gone with Mason Rudolph. He would have tanked, drafted their future quarterback, and wasted a Hall of Fame coach in Mike Tomlin, who hasn't missed a playoff or had an under 500 record. And you're telling the Pittsburgh fan base, Dan, that we are going to tank in a division that has Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson in it. Fuck Tomlin's playoff run. Just abruptly end and tank, huh? What a fucking joke. These talking heads, man, say shit to appease the Disney libtards in corporate America, but won't tell you that there's a blue-collar town of people who live and die bleeding black and yellow in Pittsburgh. For all the yinzers out there, absolute fucking mockery. But what do I know? Florida Panthers take control of the Stanley Cup Finals in a blowout victory over Edmonton as a no-show in Florida, as Florida scored 50 seconds into the contest. And the Dodgers beat the hated ones 8-6 in 10 innings as they continue to own the JV team from the South in San Diego. And shout out to the LA police, LA cops, ICE, and everyone who played football growing up, as they are tackling the fuck out of these weirdo protesters who Smitty says are peaceful. Yet, all I know is they're looting Jordan stores and lighting cars on fire. But what do I know? Let's dive right into it. My main man, Far East Sider. Lamar Jackson loving, LeBron hairline having, an AR5 defending, Caitlin Clark jocking, and the Indiana Pacers loving. Big Smitty joins the show.
We back, man. We back. Regular intro for me. Regular energy. We back.
Why?
It's Talk That Talk Tuesday. It's Taco
Why regular?
Tuesday. You said what?
Why regular energy, homie?
It was a more regular monologue intro from my amazing co-host, so I was able to come in happy. You know, I like being happy, JB. I like being happy. You know
I should have started off with another riot thing.
I know you wanted to bad. I know. Like inside you was itching to do it, but you did the right thing, man. We came in here talking some ball.
I got news though.
It wouldn't be us with our young Bailey in the background. It wouldn't be us with our Quinn, Jared, Go Blue, Boston Richie, Jamal W, yo boy Joe Cord, and Go Blue again. Go Blue in there twice. I saw his name twice.
Same guy though.
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was two guys.
Nah, one guy. Pause.
I was gonna block one. Here's the thing. I want to make an announcement real quick.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna do a evening show called JB's Political Playbook.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah. I'm gonna do Coach JB's Political Playbook, and I'm gonna do that starting tonight.
And what you gonna do? Are you gonna like educate people on like what you would do if you were in certain positions? Like, when I hear the word playbook, that's where my head goes to. I'm just curious your thought process.
Yeah, it's like a playbook. Like it's just like what's going on, what's in it, what's being installed. I'll have some yak. It'll be a nice show. I'm gonna have guests on, and Political Playbook. We're gonna talk about right now what's going on in LA and what's happened since overnight from Dallas to Austin to Santa Ana, California to New York City to what I said yesterday on my intro that this is a ploy. What's happening right now is all by design. And now we got Santa Ana, California. A good friend of mine owns a restaurant right downtown where it started. Same type of motherfuckers, breaking windows, looting. It's so fucking dumb. And they went outside and they're like, where's the Mexicans at? I see a bunch of purple-haired, liberal fucking white girls. Funny. But I'm going to do that tonight, starting tonight. So Smitty and I could do sports and real talk banter, fun show. I'm going to do a political playbook. And then I'll also do shit like, Monday Night Football maybe or something like Thursday night games. That's was, you and I don't really do too much of. I can do that on that show too, live, break it down or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or we could do it too. But I'll do. That's why I let the playbook in there too. So it kind of both.
Okay.
I might do a cooking show. I think I was trying to figure out how to do cooking politics.
I thought you was gonna do a cooking show. I thought you was.
I might wait on that.
Setup. It's a little studio spot out here, but you don't live in LA, so it don't matter. But I just got introduced to it's a members only like spot, but it's for content creators. You go in there, they got different studios already set up.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Props. It's cold. Like it's dope in there.
Yeah, I looked at one when we were looking.
Damn.
I saw
the
one.
White House.
That might have been the one. There's a few of them.
Venice.
Oh, no, this one didn't. Nah, that's too far. There's another one. It was downtown. There was like right outside of downtown. So I don't know. It's
I can see you in there chopping it up, but down the road, man. Who knows what God got in store for you, Jason?
Lucy said she's been a member for 45 months.
That's a lot of months. Like consistent months.
Damn, that's crazy.
I got 12 months in a year. 12 times 4 is 40. That's 4 years. 48. So almost 4 years, homie.
I'm gonna we gotta send Lucy something.
You need to fly her out and put her on the yacht. Almost 4 years straight, homie. 4 years ago, the show wasn't even popping 4 years ago. It was like 10 people in there.
That's when I started it.
That's what I'm saying. It was like nobody in this motherfucker. So but she was here.
That's why I don't get enough credit. Like she was here. I don't get enough credit. I started from like the gutter and just kept going. Like I could have ended it any time. Oh, it ain't working. Just kept going.
Yeah, homie. But shout out to her. Shout out to her though. You know what I mean? Like it's easy to go on the mic and talk.
Shout out to me more, but yeah, shout out to her. Shout out to me way more. Shout out to me way more for keep warm. Yeah.
Every time you say some BS, like I get allergic. I got to sneeze. It's weird.
Brian Case been in here for a long time. Shaun Waffle been here for a long time.
No, it's 45 months though.
There's like about a handful of like original cats that were here when I started it. It's crazy.
45 months though. That means she never even like stopped her membership ever. I don't think. You know,
I don't think like so. That was like Josh Fele, Lucy, Shaun. We had some other cats that disappeared, but like some weirdo fuck too. And then like Brian, we had Joe came later, I think. There's all kind of cats we had. There's still original about 4 or 5
Shaun
cats.
said he's 38 months, so that's
Shaun's 38 months.
Yeah.
So he right.
Nobody has Lucy beat.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Lucy must have been a big fan of yours from Last Chance, and then as soon as you did this, she hopped on immediately.
No, my kid played with her kid, or was at the school that she was at. Like, associated with. Yeah. Chance Main went there, and so she knew him that went to Incarnate Word before he went to Colorado.
Got you. Okay.
Ron been for 32 months though.
32. Shout out to Ron.
That's a long time. Lewis Jackson, 32 months. That's love. I need to send our OG cats like that some gear. Lewis, Ron, Lucy. I got Lucy's address.
Now the ones that's been here for like 26 months or less, I'm taking the credit for all of them. So
Shaun, Joe, I'm gonna send all you guys some gear or something, some merch.
Like Keith Smith, 10 months, that's all me.
Yeah,
that's my cousin Keith.
That makes sense.
TJ, 20 months. Okay.
20 months.
Since I joined.
Who's it? 28 months.
Since I joined, basically, yeah.
We need new members today, though.
We do need new members. I feel like we kind of low.
Vince said he's been there 96 months.
We got to see that, Vince.
He typed it in, though.
Right. It didn't pop up like green with the you dig on there. That's hilarious.
6-7 said he'd been here for a minute, but he had multiple memberships expire.
Exactly my point. That's why I said shout out to Lucy, because that means she never let it expire. I mean, for 4 years, she's never missed like a monthly payment, a membership payment. That's crazy.
That's BPS right here, though.
Yeah, at least he kept it real, though. He like, hey, I pay when I can. I hear you, bro.
Oh, I didn't even take it that way. I'm taking it as like he got like booted out and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Probably so, homie. But let's keep this train rolling, though. It's 6:18, and we got a guest in 12 minutes, JB. So let's keep the thing rolling.
We got a guest in what?
We got a guest in 12 minutes.
Already?
Yep. Betty told you before the show. You weren't locked in.
All right, let's dive into it. Pound that like. Boy, Ruben right there, too. Damn, I didn't know that. Ruben been there for a while, too. See, Smitty, I didn't see Ruben for like 20 years.
Really?
Yeah, and then finally got a hold of him. And then I didn't even know he was probably 38 months ago, would have put this almost 3 years ago. So over 3 years ago, and I just barely saw him again. So he'd been a member before I even saw him again.
We got beefing or something? What happened?
Nah. Just he went on and had MPS shit. Like, you know what MPS is?
Yeah, I mean Mexican people shit.
But what is it? You know the single most MPS thing you could do?
Having a family and a whole bunch of kids. I just read your mind though. Like I didn't know you so well.
Like, a family. It's just a bunch of kids. It's not a family. It's just a bunch of kids. So Ruben went off and had 12 kids, and then I saw. So then he don't even know the mamas or nothing. So then later on, he found out he corralled his kid. We call corral in the Mexican hood. He corralled all his kids and found out like, yeah, like who the. So he found his kids.
How you say it? This is JP's crazy. Shout out to Rube, man. Shout out to Rube, young Rube.
Fuck. Anyway, can't wait to do the next Mexican word of the day. Using ice. So anyway, let's dive into it, Smitty. We got a lot to discuss on a Talk That Talk Tuesday. So let's dive right into it. Dan Devine will join us here.
NBA talk, homie.
Yes, sir. Not the Dan Devine. Rest in peace. Shout out to the Notre Dame head football coach that was a legend. Not that Dan Devine. What's first, Minnie?
I thought we was doing QOTD, but let's get straight to it then. I'll skip that and we'll
Oh, yeah. My bad. I'm tripping. All over the place. I'm looking at so many things today right now that's happening.
You got locked
quote of the day, Smitty. Let's dive into quote of the day. Brought to you by BetUS. Smitty, never be mad at someone for being who they have always been. Be mad at yourself for not recognizing it sooner.
Ooh, it's a long one.
Yeah,
it's a good one though.
Long one, a little deeper.
Yeah, because like
I'm getting deeper. I'm gonna get longer. See the short, quick one. Oh, it's the same old shit. Well, I'm gonna start giving you paraphrasing and phrases, and I'm gonna give you all kind of shit now. I'm gonna do all kinds of shit. Sentences. Never be mad at someone for being who they have always been. Be mad at your motherfucking self for not recognizing it sooner.
You add a word in that one. I like that one. You add like a little word to that one, so that made it a little stronger, a little better. I like that one a lot.
What word?
I think it was like I think you said mad in this one. You didn't say mad in the first one.
But anyway, don't be mad at me, homie. I've been the same motherfucker the whole time. That's what people trip out. They damn, it's the same motherfucker. I got players that I haven't seen in years. That's JB that coached me when I was a freshman at Carrillo. The same one that lied to you.
Same dude I saw at the weed store.
Yeah, the same one that lied to you.
Yeah.
Contrary to belief, brought to you by BetUS. Success is to stand out, not to fit in.
Success is to stand out, not to fit in. That is true. If you're successful, you're gonna separate yourself from people who are not successful.
Contrary to belief. Contrary to belief.
That was a great
Hussein
quote,
Ahmad.
First time member, love the show. Appreciate you, Hussein. Showing love, my guy.
Hamas?
No, it's Hussein Ahmad or Ahmed.
I know. I'm asking. Hamas?
He's just a regular. He's Hussein. That's his name.
Hamas?
Big Smitty, Coach JB blocked me for showing respect. That's what he does, Eddie. I think sometimes he gets a little upset. He gets to moving around and he reads something and doesn't understand like fully like what he's reading or what you say.
Is this Eddie?
Yeah, it's Eddie. Eddie, of course.
When did I block Eddie?
Probably like a long time ago. You know, and it messed up his.
Why is he not a member? Why is he not green right now?
Because you blocked him a long time ago.
I didn't block him.
He is green. He is green. Just when you click on it right here, it don't show green on our screen. But he's green. He's a member.
Oh, okay. Poll question, Smitty. Let's dive right into it. This next game coming up for the Pacers and the OKC Thunder, is it make or break? And I guess the question I have is, the winner of tomorrow's game win the series?
No, not necessarily, but I do think the winner of the next game takes the momentum of the series. You know, right now, in my opinion, I think the Pacers still have the momentum because they split. You know, people gonna look at the last game and say, "Oh, they lost by 16, whatever." They split. Like that's the at the end of the day. You talk to any like hooper who played at that next level. Like that's the goal in the finals, in the playoffs. If you are the away team, or you know the team that comes in with the worst record, your goal is to take home court. And as of right now, Pacers they have home court. So I think they have the momentum a little bit more than OKC. I think the winner of this next one will like fully kind of like okay, like if OKC wins again and then win back in Indy and takes home court back and they're up 2-1, I think they're feeling really good. And Pacers fans are getting a little nervous. And then if it goes vice versa, if the Indiana crowd's packed out, Pacers go out there, Halliburton plays well, shows up big, then it's like, damn, okay, it's more pressure. So I think it's a pressure game, but I don't think it's like whoever wins this game is the guaranteed winner of the series. No.
I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it now. I'm gonna place a futures bet tonight that says the winner of Game 3 wins the whole thing. I'm gonna do it. I have a gut feeling. Yeah, I have a gut feeling. Pacers haven't won game 3 at all, I don't believe yet, throughout the playoffs. And then, so I'm like, why not go against it? Go with the money. So C. Merck said, I got a gambling problem. No, our show sponsor is a gambling network. So I don't know if you know that, you fucking idiot.
Conglomerate.
But anyway,
you know what? I actually hope you do bet on OKC because that's going to help me out. Because you lose a lot. Joe Cord, hey Smitty, I want to apologize for saying, and I quote, "fuck you" last week. Unacceptable on my end. Joe, it takes a real man to apologize and know when they're wrong. So Joe, I accept that and I appreciate that, man. It takes a real man to apologize when you can sit down, reflect, and think about some of your actions, and you know you were wrong. So I respect that, and I accept your apology, Joe Core. We are back on good terms.
That easy, huh? That's simple. Just a word apologize, which means absolutely fucking nothing. Just change your whole mindset, huh? That's the problem. That's why we're in a situation we're in, homie.
Man to man.
So now Joe's gonna come back on this show and flip out like that weirdo fuck we show in that video, and he's gonna say "fuck you" again. So does he get to say apologize again? And then
no.
What do you mean no? He's gonna apologize. You just said it's a clears it up, homie.
Yeah, right now. But if you end up doing it again, that means the apology wasn't real.
Or maybe that's who you are, like I've been saying. So why apologize?
I'll give him benefit of the doubt though for now. And then if he doesn't do it again, then that means the apology was real, and he just blasted out in that moment. It's been times where I just was having a bad day or whatever, and somebody called me at the wrong day, and I kind of acted out of character, and it wasn't me. Bourbon Meyer said, I lost my virginity while listening to the show a few weeks ago. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you, young man, I'm assuming.
He lost what?
16, 17. His virginity. Pop the cherry.
You never know nowadays, homie. He might have got his cherry popped.
Well, I always try to lean more on the side of just, normalcy and positivity. So I'm assuming this is a young man, about 16, 17. Finally lost his V card to another young lady of his age. And he was doing it while listening to our show, ironically. So shout out to him. Make sure you wrap up. Please wrap up. You got a future.
You imagine that motherfucker just like bent over on the bar stool, getting his ass ran through on our show?
I cannot imagine that like at all.
You imagine this motherfucker getting this shit tore out, homie, by a motherfucking dude? Because that's the weirdo fucks we got to deal with nowadays. You imagine that motherfucker on the bar still getting his ass wore out, and then he want to come tell us about it? You imagine that motherfucker, homie?
My brain don't even go to that space.
I'm not seeing for me now. It's nothing blows my mind no more. This shit is what it is. This weirdo motherfucker might have just been getting his asshole blown out by a motherfucking who knows, one of them cats, the cat with the hat, homie, on Pornhub with the hat.
Bro keeps he doubled down, he tripled down, he quadrupled down, like he keeps saying it. That's crazy. And I got a text from my guy, of course, right on time. Let me see what he say. I ain't gonna say his name because out of respect. I know you're watching. That did go left. That did go left. And shout out to my guy for watching.
What went left?
I'll send it to you. I just don't want to say the person's name because
what went left though.
He's talking about Art just now, like
for you, not me.
Now, dude, for losing his V card to you saying he got bent over on the thing and saying, can you imagine it? Which I can't.
You gotta let a motherfucker know what you is nowadays, homie. I can't take it for. I don't take it for nothing for granted no more. I don't know if you a dude, a made up human, a motherfucker. You might be pitching no-nos versus girls in softball. I don't know who the fuck you is no more, homie. I'm not taking shit for granted. Hell no. I don't know nothing. You got to explain to me. You got to say, Coach JB, I got some pussy during your show. Because I don't know anything else no more. I don't know. But I thought we were going to address that person that said that. Shout out to you, homie, but I hope you got some pussy.
your timeline, like your timeline. I'm gonna keep saying this on your social media. It's like fucked. Like it's ruined your brain. Your brain is like fucked. It's over.
He said fucked.
I feel like you just upset all day, every day. But we can get back to that a little bit later, man. Because like we said, we got a special guest here. And it's time to
happy though. I'm happy though.
You're not happy at all.
I'm never upset.
I've seen true happiness and joy, and you are miserable. And I pray for you every single day. You are miserable, my friend. I see it, the chat sees it, and we love you, Jason. We gonna keep showing you love because love out trumps hate. So we gonna keep showing you love until someday it gets you back to a good space.
Man, I can't wait. Let's get into it, man. Our main man, he's been writing for Yahoo Sports and The Ringer since 2009. OG, Providence College grad, and a Brooklyn native, man. Our main man, senior writer, Dan Devine, joins us. Dan, how you doing, brother? Appreciate you.
I'm doing well. I'm to be brought in with the energy of praying for happiness is extremely excited. Yeah, you know, like it's blessings on blessings on blessings this morning. So I'm happy to be with you guys.
Now, did I pronounce your last name correctly or no?
You absolutely did. You got the whole bio down. You nailed the name. We're off to a flying start.
You got a legendary name, by the way, Notre Dame legend, by the way. So I was like, oh, who the fuck is on? And I was like, let me make sure this ain't the Notre Dame coach. I don't think he's with us anymore. Rest in peace. So,
I was going to say, you know what? It was a real trip was being a sophomore in college, waking up and seeing Dan Devine dead. It was a wild morning on that Tuesday in Providence College.
Yeah, not to laugh at that, but yeah, that would have been.
You probably getting calls like, Dan, are you?
Yeah.
Are you good? Like,
how's Rudy? But anyway,
you know what? He was undersized, and it was I shouldn't even have got him on the field in the first place. Not for nothing.
No doubt. He got that D. He got that sack. He got that sack. Man, Dad, appreciate you joining us. We got a lot going on. Obviously, the hoops world starts back up tomorrow, Game 3. I asked Smitty on our poll question to start this show off. I said, does Game 3 winner win it all? I'm going to make a future bet tonight. I'm going to say yes, even though I don't think the Pacers have won a Game 3 yet during the playoffs. But I think the Game 3 winner wins this thing. Am I crazy to say that?
Not crazy at all. I mean, if it is Indiana, then you're talking about them being able to counterpunch against what we saw from Oklahoma City in Game 2, where it looked like a lot more like what I think everybody expected this series to look like, where the Thunder have been a dominant team all season long. That defense being able to really tamp down on Tyrese Halliburton, constrict Indiana's freedom of movement, get out and run, and then just be able to spread the floor on offense, get downhill, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the paint, drive and kick, spray out, guys knocking down threes. Like that was, I think, what everyone kind of anticipated this would look like. What happened in the last few minutes of Game 1 was kind of the outlier. So if you're seeing Indiana come out in Game 3 with some answers to that, shift the run of play back in their direction, then yeah, we're talking about they've still got home court advantage. They're up 2-1, and Oklahoma City's got to find some answers. Whereas if what we see tonight is a continuation of Game 2, then I think we all look at it and say, oh man, OKC's got home court back. Their defense is ramped up. They're able to get downhill and score. They've got more answers than the Pacers do. And then I think you start looking at saying, are we looking at maybe, I don't know, like an 0-1 Lakers type situation where they drop that first game to AI, but then wind up ripping off 4 straight. I think with whichever team comes out of Game 3 with that momentum, I think you're absolutely right to look at that and say they got a great leg up on the rest of the series.
You mentioned a good point. You mentioned how this last game, you feel like is how majority of fans and analysts thought the series would go. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, so I got a question. Why is it that the Pacers just haven't really, I guess, still earned the respect of being a great team this season? I mean, they're in the NBA Finals. They knocked out number 2 seed in the Cavs. They beat Giannis and the Bucks. They beat a Knicks team that was on fire, playing with toughness and grittiness, who knocked out the defending champions and the Celtics. Why has the Pacers just not got that respect yet?
Well, I think it's 2 things. One, it's to me less about the Pacers not getting respect and more like you're talking about a 68-win juggernaut in Oklahoma City, right? Like this to me is like a lot of respect for them. But the flip side of it is I think a lot of people, looked at Indiana for what they did last year and said, yeah, making the Eastern Conference Finals is nice and all, but then you start listing off all the injured players that were on those teams that they went past, right? So they looked at it and said, I'm a little bit shaky on what they did in the 2024 postseason. The start of this season, they start out 10-15. They're under 500 heading into January. Now, there's valid reasons for that. There's explanations. You lost Andrew Nembhard and Aaron Nesmith to injury early on in the season. You lost Ben Shepherd, so you're down like 3 of your top wings right off the rip. You lost both of your backup centers to ruptured Achilles tendons in the first week of the season. So you're playing small all for basically 2-3 months. And then Tyrese Halliburton, coming off of the back injuries and hamstring injuries that he suffered late last season, aggravated those during the Olympics. He wasn't really himself to start the season. So the Pacers just kind of didn't look like themselves for, 20% of the season. And I think if you checked in on Indiana early in the year, you were like, see, I told you so. That like what they did last spring kind of didn't really carry over. And then come to find out, once they got healthy, once they got their, another couple of bigs in the rotation, once they were able to get themselves back to that kind of ecosystem Rick Carlisle talks about, they've been fantastic basically since the early December, mid-December. And then I think the second best record in the NBA behind Oklahoma City since January 1st. So I think part of it is just a lot of respect for what OKC's done. And part of it is people checked in on Indiana early and never checked back. So then all of a sudden you kind of come back to it in springtime and you're like, wait, they were 11th. How are they the 4 seed now? Wait a second. That team couldn't stop anybody. They've been a top 10 defense for 5 months. And you didn't update your priors a little bit. And I think what we've seen throughout this postseason is they've been this team. They've earned this level of respect. They're kind of just starting to get it now. Unfortunately, it's coming against a team that's awfully good in Oklahoma City.
Got you.
No doubt. You're in Brooklyn, right?
Right now, I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana, man, getting ready to come to you for game 3 and 4.
But your home base is Brooklyn?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you, just talking Brooklyn Nets for whatever reason. And I want to transition to obviously the Knicks, who get a little bit more notoriety. What are you hearing in the offseason here as far as those two teams, what they're going to do? Obviously, I know the Knicks have talked to or trying to get a hold of maybe Jason Kidd and some other names. I've even heard Spoelstra, his name out there, which is crazy, right? Where are you at with hearing what is the Knicks going to do with the coach, and then where are they going to do with maybe Giannis or a KD or anything like that? And then what are the Nets doing now as far as the rebuild in that franchise?
Yeah, I think the Nets, from their perspective, it's a little bit still stay low and build. They dropped down in the draft lottery. I think they have the 8th pick coming up in June's draft. But I think if they had their choice, they would be in the big game hunting, going for somebody like Giannis, trying to roll up their draft capital and roll up some of their young players to bring a star in to expedite things. But I'm not sure they're going to have the opportunity to do that. Remains to be seen. You don't know who the next contestant on the disgruntled star looking to get to a big market is going to be. So, stay tuned there. But I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's another continual, let's continue to rebuild, see what kind of, maybe overlooked young talent we can get in, rehab, build up the value of them, and maybe get back toward contention a little bit. And then with the Knicks, everything stems from who's your coach. I think a lot of people were stunned by the decision to move on from Tom Thibodeau. I think people who are more plugged into the team over the course of the past several months saw that things were a little bit shakier than you might have expected from outside, given the way that offense and the way had really cratered or leveled off, I guess I'd say, since the beginning of January. They kind of never seemed to have real tactical answers to when teams cross-match their smalls onto Karl Anthony Towns. It kind of vaporized the Towns, Jalen Brunson pick and roll. It always felt like that offense was a little bit less than the sum of its parts, some of the talent there. And then you go on, and even if all that's true, even if you've been kind of a shaky team, over-reliant on an underperforming starting lineup for months, you go in, you win 2 playoff rounds, you knock off the defending champions, and you get within 6 wins of the championship, like the first Eastern Conference Finals berth in 25 years. If you can get that far and get canned, is anybody's job safe in the NBA? And I think the answer is no. If you expect championship level results and you fall even a little bit short of that, whatever the explanation is, I think you wind up with front offices and ownership looking and saying, can we do better? And the question now is, who is better? Who's the option? Because the reporting all around that situation is you're looking for head coaches of other teams currently under contract, and those teams can just say, if you ask for permission, nah, you can't go have our guy. We like our guy. Right. We want to be a playoff team. We want to contend for a championship. So I think there's a lot of uncertainty around what that situation is going to wind up looking like, who's going to wind up coming in and taking that gig. And I think everything stems down from there, because if you bring in a head coach, if I'm the guy interviewing for that job, I'm saying, all right, are you planning to uproot half this roster to go try to get Giannis? Or am I coaching this team as it exists? I want to know what that kind of future outlook is before I put pen to paper there. So a lot of uncertainty, a surprising amount for a team coming off one of its best seasons in decades.
Is there some nepotism in play where are the players or the fan base, or I'm hearing rumors, and I know Jalen a little bit, we talk. Are you seeing some like nepotism discontent with the team? I'm hearing Jalen Brunson's pops is not really liked there, so to speak, and who knows why that is, and that's or is it rumor? But can he be gone as well?
I mean, I can't speak to that. If you bring in a new head coach, I think there's always a chance that the assistant coaching rank could change. Obviously, the dynamic is very different there, considering one of the assistant coaches is the father of your superstar player, who, by the way, last summer took kind of a sweetheart hometown discount to be able to give you guys the financial flexibility to make some of the moves that you wanted to make. So there's multiple levels of discourse there. You're talking about the vice president of basketball or the president of basketball operations as his godfather. There's like a whole the nepotism discourse in New York is that like the entire organization is family, so it's a little bit tricky. But with respect to what if you're a head coach coming in, yeah, you probably want to know the lay of the land too. Am I going to have to make sure I keep this assistant coach on if I don't think that he's the best fit for what I want to run? What kind of how I want to divide up the labor here. Do I have the freedom to be able to move on from Rick Brunson on the bench? That's one of a number of questions that would have to get answered. But yeah, I think to your point about like the rumblings of discontent and, players unhappy, who liked this, who didn't like that, it does seem like at least part of this, some of it is, I think the front office looked at it and said, we gave you a roster. We gave Tom Thibodeau a roster that was designed to play a certain way offensively. You bring Karl Anthony Towns in, his shooting, his offensive abilities. You want to play more 5-out, space the floor. You want to be a high octane offense. And Tom Thibodeau much more frequently put Josh Hart out there as a non-shooter because he absolutely loves Josh Hart. Everything Josh Hart brings to the table with his energy, intensity, the way he can get going off fast breaks, all that kind of stuff. But a non-shooter that gave teams some sort of options to play with in terms of how they could defang the Knicks offense. I think they were looking at it and saying, we didn't think Tom Thibodeau was going to change. We didn't think he was going to update the way he was going to operate offensively. And I think that rubbed some of the players the wrong way. Obviously, there was the issue with Mikal Bridges in Portland where he's saying to reporters, we've got some guys on the bench here who can play. Maybe we can give them some minutes. Maybe we don't have to lean on the starters quite so much. And then Tom Thibodeau goes out and plays him, I think, like 52 minutes in an overtime game that night. So there might have been some rubber meat in the road in terms of the way that the rotation was being handled, the way Tom Thibodeau wanted to run things, and the way the players might have wanted things to look. Now you got to look at, is whoever's going to come in going to be a little bit more amenable to some of those things? Very much remains to be seen. And I think a lot of questions still to be answered.
Last thing, Smitty, I have for him. Staying in that East over there because there's Boston obviously just won it and now Tatum's going to be out. Is the Big Three era? I've been saying this on here a while. Is it dead? Is it dead? Is it gone? I mean, Brooklyn. Speaking of where you're at, had Harden and KD and Kyrie and couldn't do anything. They even had Ben Simmons later. Didn't do anything with that. Are they looking to be more a little bit organic, homegrown, like some of these teams we see in Pacers and OKC and even though they got Alexander in the trade from the Clippers, but they're a lot more homegrown. I'm seeing a lot more youth building from within instead of the Big Three chase that LeBron era kind of started in Miami. Are you seeing that as well? And is Boston screwed this next year? And is the East wide open next year and still returning to Cleveland and Indiana possibly with this whole transition with the Knicks coaching and everything?
Yeah, the whole conference is basically in upheaval at this point. I think your point on the move from a Big Three model to a little bit more decentralized, I think that really starts with Boston last year, right? Where it's not just, do you have the Big Three? It's like, do you have the Big Six? You need a whole starting lineup and Al Horford, right? You need to have, or bring in Peyton Pritchard. You need to be able to go 7-8 deep with guys that you can trust and you can kind of run out in any combination. And ideally that you're not paying three of those guys like 90% of the salary cap. Because I think that's where what we're seeing is like the downstream effects of the changes in the collective bargaining agreement, where it's the penalties for taxpayers are so severe. The payments out of pocket for if you're deep into the tax for a number of years are so punitive. And then the team building restrictions, where if you go over that first apron, that second apron, you're really limited in terms of some of the trades you can make, some of the flexibility you have to change your roster around. So if you're paying, three max level guys and you don't have the depth behind it, and you don't have the flexibility to be able to pivot and change things if stuff's not working, you're in a real tight spot. So I think you see more teams like Oklahoma City and Indiana, in part because they can't just go out and shop at the supermarket for free agents, right? They can't get every superstar because they're smaller market teams that those free agents are less likely to want to go to those markets in free agency, not because the Thunder and Pacers are bad. In fact, they've been excellent for most of their existence at this point, but they're just not generally going to get those high profile free agents. So then what do? You got to build from the middle. You got to nail your draft picks. You got to nail your trades, and you got to build a team that can go 10, 11, 12 deep instead of being so top heavy. Miles Turner, after they won the Eastern Conference Finals, said, I think that we're kind of the new blueprint for the NBA, the way things are moving. It's going to be about depth, about the pace of play, about getting shot making all over the floor and having multiple guys who can get it done. Now, when you don't have that number one guy, like if Tyrese Halliburton has a quiet game, I think that looks a whole lot louder in this kind of build. But if you can build as Oklahoma City has with a ton of that depth, and you got that dude that with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's going to get you 30 damn near every night. It puts you in a position where you can kind of throw wave after wave of defenders and floor spacing offensive players, guys who can play up tempo with fast pace. You can throw waves at opponents, and it becomes an extremely difficult thing to guard and to deal with offensively. So, I mean, building a team this way is not easy, but I think the success that we've seen now with Oklahoma City the last couple of years, with Indiana getting to 2 straight conference finals and getting to the finals, I think you're going to see a lot of teams looking to see how they can replicate it and build not just through that 2 main guys, 3 main guys, but maybe 1 or 2 main guys, and then a lot of depth underneath that. It's going to be tricky to be able to do that, but if you can do that, the dividends could really speak for themselves.
My follow-up question to that is, I guess from your perspective, do you think this is good for the NBA though, from a rating standpoint, from a fan base? Because I saw something, I don't know if it's verified or not, but like the game 1 of the finals, like the ratings were like the lowest it has been in years. You compare it to previous years' finals. Like, is the Big 3 model better for the NBA as a brand because it's more notable names that the average everyday fan knows? Or do you think this is actually because we're seeing good basketball. Like, if you're a real basketball fan, then you're excited for OKC and the Pacers. But 2 small markets, even though SGA is the MVP, he doesn't have that personality that just puts him out there. Tyrese Halliburton, he's a guy who's like a rising star who people are finally starting to say, okay, he is a star. So, when you put all that together, do you think this is good or actually kind of bad for the NBA?
Well, okay, I'm of 2 minds about it because one, you mentioned that these guys don't have a whole lot of curb appeal, right? They're not household names. Right. How do you get guys to be household names? You got to win, and you got to make deep playoff runs, and you got to do it consistently. So this is the time of year where you build up that recognition. A hell of a lot more people know Tyrese Halliburton's name today than they did before game 1 of the NBA Finals, right? Sure. And you watch that guy do something special. A lot more people, casual fans, might be familiar with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander here, that he scored more points in the first 2 games of the finals than anybody has in their first 2 final games ever. And if he's going to be up here putting 30 up every night and they go out and they win the NBA championship and he wins finals MVP to go with conference finals MVP to go with season MVP, that's one of the best seasons in NBA history. So then we're talking about a story to tell, a story to sell. And so that becomes about what the league can market and whether the league puts its muscle behind it. So there's not the ready-made out the box, curb appeal of it's LeBron versus Steph, and you've been knowing these guys for 15 years. But what the NBA needs to be doing, and what people, frankly, who cover the league need to be doing, we need to be explaining to people and putting them in position to understand, here's why you should care about this. These guys are hooping, they're special, they're what's next. So can we put this in front of you and get you to a place where you're going to be more interested in it, where you care about it? And I promise you, all those things, one of the things that we run into a lot of times with the more casual audience, right, is, nah, it's all threes. Nah, nobody plays defense. Nah, you have 2 superstars and then nobody else matters. The only thing that matters is what happens in the last 2 minutes of the game. You run into all these critiques, right? Mm-hmm. You watch this series, you got teams that are defending. You got teams that are not just all about the 3-point game, that are running up and down the court, that are spreading the floor, that are getting downhill, getting into the paint. You got collisions at the rim, shot blocking. You got, it's not just, 2 old guys pounding the rock forever. It's speed, it's precision. It's an attractive brand of ball. So I feel like if you somebody in the front door and say I bet if you check this out for 5 minutes, you're going to find something to dig. Yeah. I think I'm of the belief that chances are people are going to wind up coming away from it thinking, maybe the game's a little bit different than what I thought it was. Maybe the talent, the up and coming dudes are a little bit different than what I remember from everybody being mad at James Harden 5 years ago. So whether that winds up being the case, whether that winds up being high ratings, I mean, the NBA just signed a $76 billion broadcast rights deal. I don't think their pockets are going to be hurting for a while. They're bringing in Amazon and NBC next year to be able to be new broadcast partners, ESPN, ABC, Disney. They have like these, massive partnerships. And there's no shortage of eyeballs that are going to be on the game. Just a matter of what you can deliver to those eyeballs and how you present it. So you're right that the numbers might look good, and there might be there might not look so great. There might be a lot of discourse about, is this bad for the league? To me, if you can grow something from this, though, you could reap long-term benefits in terms of introducing new stars and putting a spin on the way that people are seeing the game. And I think that could help everybody.
Smitty and I argue. I don't agree basketball is good at all anymore. But you did make some points on the finals. These two teams are a little bit different than what we've seen throughout the playoffs. I think it's been more 25-point blowouts in the history of the game ever in this playoff run. The Western Conference Finals were a joke. It was 4 out of 5 were 30-point blowouts. I mean, basketball has gotten bad, in my opinion. Now, to your point, though, these two small market teams may be able to change that because the big three goes away. To my first point, I think that's where we are more organic, and we're going to start from within and in the draft. OKC still has 4 big-time draft picks next year in the draft. Like, they're only going to be able to get assets, gain assets, get rid of some.
He's amazing.
Yeah, who knows? OKC seems bright, but we had an OKC insider on, and we asked, like, is it a free agent attraction though? City, like in Indianapolis, is it? I think Indianapolis is a much better city than OKC, and I love Oklahoma, but it's not a free agent attraction. There's not much to do there, but OKC. That's why they sell out. Shout out to their fan base. But like, do you see that going on? What's the next small market team that gets in the mix of this? Is it an Orlando who has a promising young crew? Yeah. Is it
Detroit looks good. I know Detroit's a little bit of a bigger city though, but still Detroit looks good.
Yeah, but I don't know if Detroit's considered small market.
Yeah,
it could be in basketball.
Right.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, is this the new norm that you're seeing in the inside?
I would say you're right about the lack of free agent attractiveness of some of these markets, but I think that's why they're built the way these teams are building the way they are. They're building through the draft. They're building through being able to try to win trades and get talent in that way. Look at the lists of available free agents in the next couple of seasons. You're not seeing a ton of like rising star level names. There's a lot of older guys on shorter contracts that are probably not going to be, particularly interested in going to some of those small market teams anyway. So if you're a team that is in that, like, we're trying to figure out how we build from the middle or how we revamp without necessarily tanking all the way out to get a top 2 or 3 pick, it's going to be through you use your cap space to bring on contracts and trades and take a shot on a young player who maybe use a new scenery, or to get more draft picks in the door to be able to use those in trades, or to get multiple bites at the apple like Oklahoma City has been able to do. And so there's a lot of different ways to accumulate talent. It's just, you're not always going to be able to shop at the free agent store. So I think that's one part of it, and why you see a lot more teams looking to build that way. Orlando is a really interesting one because they've got those 2 big point forward kind of players in Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner. And, it is Florida. It is no state tax. It is good weather. They got to find a guard who can shoot. They desperately need, and they have that now for several years because of the way they play. They want to build through their defense. They want to be huge, length everywhere. They want to be a nasty defensive team, and they've got those 2 bigs. They want to keep the ball in their hands, but they got to find a guard who can shoot. Well, it remains to be seen if they're going to be able to do that. I love Detroit as a shout there. Cade Cunningham really came into his own, but I think similarly you saw against the New York Knicks, they need another ball handler. They need another shot creator to be able to take some of the burden off of him. They're hopeful that that's Jaden Ivey, who missed most of the season with an injury, but had looked like he maybe had turned a corner early on in the season before he went down with the broken leg. So but again, that's a team that had to build through the draft and then was not going to be able to get a ton of free agents in the door. So they had to build with, lower key free agents and through the draft and trying to win some trades. It took them a few years, but now they're back kind of on the precipice. I think so. If you're one of these teams, that's the idea. Adam Silver was sort of has been clear about this, the commissioner of the NBA. He said it during his pre-finals press conference. The idea behind some changes they've made to the collective bargaining agreement, the way the rules work in the NBA. It's not to like enforce NFL style parity, but to basically create what he calls a parity of opportunity. If you manage your cap well, if you manage your organization well, then you have the chance to rise up quickly to be able to get back into a competitive situation. I don't know if you guys can look very much further than Oklahoma City was down for basically 2 years after the Paul George and Russell Westbrook trades. They had that one kind of fun Chris Paul year, but where it was like the surprise playoff run, but then down for 2 years, right back up into it. And then with the Pacers, they were, in the playoffs consistently, those Nate McMillan years. They take one or 2 years off. They make the Tyrese Halliburton trade. They're right back in that thing 2 years later, consecutive conference finals. So like the opportunity is there if you are able to manage it right, whether you're a big market, a small market, or anywhere in between, but you got to nail those moves if you're going to be building from the middle.
Let me ask you, you cover you write for all these different teams and stories. Let me ask you, the big market teams, what are you noticing or seeing, or maybe you have some fact-based information? Why is Miami struggling to attract free agents now? Why are the Lakers, Clippers, where are the big markets going? Is it just back to our point about the small organic teams, or is this something that you see trending? Miami struggling to keep a guy like Jimmy Butler. I tell Smitty every day, I think it's player empowerment, also demanding trades, demanding the James Hardens of the world that says, get me out of here 3 different times to 3 different organizations. Are you seeing that the big markets are struggling more and more to keep talent?
I wouldn't say so. One thing, the Lakers just turned Anthony Davis, who they had signed, they just turned him into Luka Doncic, and they still got LeBron James. So I think like LA is going to be all right in terms of star power. The Clippers, they move on from Paul George. They're able to keep Harden with Kawhi Leonard. They spread out kind of Paul George's money among a number of different contributors. They get right back to 50 wins and back into the playoffs. So and then with New York, they've spent their money. They brought in Karl Anthony Towns alongside Jalen Brunson. They trade OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges. So not like marquee superstar Stephen LeBron level names, but like big fish that you go and get in those markets. Miami is an interesting one because that's not like they can't keep Jimmy Butler. I think that was more of a personality clash of Pat Riley saying, if Jimmy Butler is going to be injured and missing games, and he's in his mid-30s, we don't necessarily need to be paying him top dollar. And Jimmy Butler said, like, you guys were a 500 or worse team until I got here and then brought us back to the finals. So, like, you do need to pay me because I'm the guy who lifted this whole thing up. That becomes a staring contest. Though, those two sides wind up going their separate ways. So with Miami, it's not so much that they're not able to attract talent. It's they did attract the talent. They made 2 finals in a few years, made a couple of deep playoff runs, and now they're kind of in a reset and they're trying to figure out what's next. I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be. Well, how they build around Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, what they've got down there. My guess would be, though, when you talk about a big free agent or big names hitting the market, Miami is going to come up because Miami is Miami. So those guys are going to want to get down there and play there. I don't imagine that they're going to have a hard time at least making the sale of the local environment, let's say, to those free agents. But to me, it's less that the big markets can't attract those players. It's the big markets kind of took their shots and they got a lot of those guys in the door and they've had a lot of success with them. And then now you're talking about sometimes teams just sort of cycle out, or you go 2-3 years, you've got to pivot, you've got to find a new way of approaching things. And into that void, you've seen Oklahoma City ready to pounce. You've seen Indiana ready to pounce. Boston 2 years ago ready to pounce. So it's just, again, more to that parity of opportunity, more so than like the big markets are falling off. Although, if we're talking this time next year and it's, Cleveland and Oklahoma City again or something like that, then maybe we got to take a look at what's the, what the impact of some of these changes is. But my guess is those larger markets are not going to be without star level talent for too long.
Do you see Riley going after Giannis at all?
I think if Pat Riley gets a shot at anybody who's awesome, he's going to try to take it. But I think the question is, if I'm Milwaukee, is what you can give me from the Miami Heat that is still going to leave a Miami Heat team there for Giannis to go to? Is that going to be worth my while if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks? And my guess is the answer to that is probably no. I think if we start throwing the bidding open, my guess is that there's going to be a lot of teams with offers more palatable to the Bucks than what the Heat can do. But listen, if Giannis said, if he throws it down on the table and says, I'm going there, whatever you can get it. then fine. But listen, Damian Lillard tried to do that a couple of years ago, and the Bucks held, or the Blazers held firm, and all of a sudden the deal doesn't materialize in the way that Dame thought. So I would be surprised if it transferred that way. But listen, who knows? Things can get awful wild after we get past the finals, into the draft and into free agency, and there might be an awful lot of movement this summer. So we'll have to see where it goes.
100%. 100%. My last question, and I'm pretty sure I already kind of have your answer, but who do you got winning the NBA Finals, and why?
I was on Oklahoma City from September, when we first had to do our predictions before the season. I've been on Oklahoma City the whole season. I'm sick with it now. Before the series and our preview at Yahoo Sports, I had Oklahoma City in 6. Again, no lack of respect for Indiana, more an overwhelming amount of respect for Oklahoma City. To me, what they're able to do on the defensive end to play at that same kind of frenzied pace that Indiana does, but keep them out of the paint, keep them from being able to get downhill to create the good shots that the Pacers have been thriving on, those kick out threes, the swing ball movement, wide open shots. You didn't see nearly as many of those in game 2. I think if that is able to continue, then it becomes so much more difficult for Indiana to score enough points to be able to match where SGA is just going to give you 30 every night. Man, Rick Carlisle said it the other night. You can basically pencil him in for 34 before he even gets on the plane. So if the Pacers are not going to be able to score enough to stay with what Shea is going to generate night in and night out, it's going to be awful tough sledding for them. And I think that Oklahoma City is just better on both ends of the floor than what Indiana is going to be able to put together. The Pacers, if you get into get it late, get it close, they are a shot-making demon. You can't count them out. But I think if the Pacers if the Thunder are able to do what they did in Game 2 and extend that advantage, keep them at bay, so it doesn't even get to a 15 or 12 or 10 late in the game, I think they got a great shot at being able to rip off, if not 3 straight, to make this a 4-1 series, then maybe 3 out of the next 4.
Let me ask you this.
We shall see.
Let me ask you. This guy's from Naptown, so Dan. So
no, he's in my city right now. He's in my city right now. Make sure you stop by St. Elmo's or Kilroy Sports Bar tonight and get you a nice meal.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Hey, Dan, last thing. I don't believe there's any open vacancies anymore with the Pacers. I mean, with the Suns signing their assistant or whatever. So what is in the future? What do you see or hear about Mike Malone, Thibodeau, some of these veteran guys what are they doing this next year?
Yeah, well, the only open vacancy right now is New York, and I would be surprised if Tib. I mean, I don't think Tib is going to go right back there. Mike Malone temperamentally is extremely similar to Tom Thibodeau, and also I don't know something about the vibe of him being very similar, and also having gotten run out of his last job because he had a clash with the front office over playing young guys and not overplaying his starters. Feels like a little bit, that rhymes a little too much for, I think, the New York to go that way. I think there's a really good chance that some of those guys, take a year off, do TV. Tom Thibodeau is about to make $30+ million guaranteed to not work. So while he might be the only guy out there who would rather have the job than the money to not work, he might be able to just kind of coast and kick his feet up a little bit. Michael Malone. He doesn't like when you say Mike. Michael Malone already had some success doing TV with the Western Conference Finals. So maybe he goes and does some more of that. And then, you got your, Mike Budenholzers and Frank Vogels. And, maybe you see some of these guys do consulting work, because, go be an assistant someplace just to keep themselves hot and warm and in the mix. But, there's not a whole lot of open spots. And there's a lot of championship caliber coaches that are on the outside looking in right now.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Great insight. Wealth of knowledge, man. I can't thank you enough for hopping on here, man, and popping in here. And good luck in Naptown, and enjoy, be safe, and hopefully we have you on again maybe when the finals are done.
My pleasure, guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you coming on. Man, been doing that a long, long time. You can tell he knows it all. Short, fast, skinny, and tall.
Top of the head, just went whatever you threw at him. He just caught it and rolled with it. So shout out to him.
No doubt. Let's take a little quick break. We'll be back on here in about 4 minutes with Steve Kim on the other side, and we got lots of sports to talk about. We're going to talk about the best duo in football. Does Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf have a shot? We're going to dive into that, and I'm going to tell you why they do, contrary to Smitty and Latrell Flowers' belief, as one thinks AR5 is a good quarterback, and the other one thinks the Eagles have a shot at doing anything with a quarterback and a receiver. We're going to dive into that. We'll see you in about 4 minutes. Peace. Hey, well, fuck it. I'll go home tonight. I'll drink my yak and smoke my stick, and I'll get it back cracking. About this hoe. Angel Reese is back in the news. Popping ass.
That's what I'm saying. She talking about 200.
It don't even look like it.
That's what I'm talking.
Yeah.
Send it to me. Listen. Now let me see your booty. Dang.
So we already know where her future will be. We know what her future is, and we know. I'm not like. I'm confused, man. Like, yes, thank you. Any of you youngsters out there, what's that vibe? Cringe. If you don't have it by now with this broad, then you better get it quick. Stop. You better hurry up and get it, homie. Like, that's like saying, like, she fucked, her ex-boyfriend and came back and talked shit, said, you're a bitch, fuck you. And then she fucked him again just so she can get the rebound. That's what I believe she does, because she misses so badly, gets her own rebound, and then, boom, moves on. That's what I think she does with the dick as well. She'll bounce back, get a rebound off of old dick. The problem is she's not very sexy to me. So anyone that thinks she's sexy is crazy. You can get that ass walking down the street on Fig any day. You can get that ass walking down anywhere. And bottom line is, what does this do with her and her sport? I'm just trying to figure out, why is this and basketball or the WNBA and her and Caitlin Clark, what does that have to do with anything? I'm just trying to figure out. But don't sexualize me. Don't sexualize me. The irony is fucking unbelievable, homie. Like, the irony is really unbelievable. Don't sexualize me. God damn. And I know Smitty would be defending this shit right now. I can't wait for Monday. I'm going to bring it back up. This broad's a joke, homie. She's a fucking mockery. She's a joke. No wonder the WNBA is broke as fuck. No wonder it's fucking broke. And if she's the second most famous person in the league right now, as being the worst player in the league right now, then you know you have a problem, WNBA. Let me say that again. If she's the second most recognizable player in the WNBA, which I believe she is, the second most recognizable, but she's the worst player in the WNBA, then you have a problem, WNBA. Fact. You have a fucking problem if she's the second most recognizable figure you have. And she's only known for shaking that ass. Stop it. Tell me she's not. Tell me that you don't watch her to see the ass that you think she really has. And I don't know what ass you guys grew up around, but that's not ass. Like, that's not really just donkey. That's not just bah. That's not. Stop. Stop it. It's not. You guys are sexualizing her. Stop sexualizing her, homie. And then who's the baby red or whatever her name is? You can't have an uglier bitch on camera. She's one of the ugliest bitches I've ever fucking seen. Have you seen that bitch with no makeup on? I saw some shit someone sent me. I didn't even know who she was. What's her name? Baby Red? She's fucking atrocious too. And guess what? Good job, high school administrators and teachers, for letting that broad come into your school and perform. Makes sense during Kamala election process. Remember that? Remember shit? They let her into high school to perform. Baby Red is coming. The bitch wouldn't perform because she didn't get paid. Like Kamala didn't pay anybody anyway, even Cardi B's. I'm fucking with Stephon Diggs. The offseason. Go Kamala. That was fucking Cardi B's fucking take on the Kamala Harris tour. I ain't fucking with Stephon Diggs and Offset and all the other rappers and go Kamala. You can't be more retarded than Cardi B, homie. Real shit. Like, she might be the dumbest bitch I've ever heard speak, period. Then you got this dumb bitch right here who's the ugly as fuck, by the way. Take that wig off and those glasses, and you got a little boy. I mean, that's a little boy. She has no body, no titties, no ass. She's a little boy. And then you have Angel Reese teamed up with this. Little boy.
Sir. We back, baby. We back. Hit that like button, subscribe, become a member.
Who is
Dirk? How you feeling, man?
Who is Dirk 30? We keep seeing this guy. He's a nobody. He don't do anything for the show. Like, he just is a troll bitch made cat. Like, I don't understand why he's in here. Let's make him not in here. Bye, bitch boy. Anyway, yeah, we're in the building, Smitty. Steve Kim will join us here in a second.
I can't wait to ask Steve about this.
I can't. I don't want to talk about anything.
Davis, I think it's kid's
I don't even know
brother
that.
that
I don't know
somebody
anything.
after the fight because his brother lost. And
I don't know shit about boxing.
Shaun missed weight. I can't wait to ask that. That's just my, I always bring a boxing angle whenever Steve hops on because
I hate boxing.
He's the king of boxing, so I gotta ask him that. But yeah, man, Steve Kim will be here right around the corner. But let's
the segment.
Into it, man. I mean, we have a thumbnail. Do you want to dive into our thumbnail right now?
I do. But I want to first of all, real quick, I want to dive into something else. Pause. Check out the Democrats because Steve Kim's coming on the show, and I had to get your take on the Democrats getting ready to scrap it up with the conservatives. Take a look at their training session. I'm going to get Steve Kim to pick. Mario Lopez holding the bag. I'm at Steve, man. Break these trainers or break this whole situation down. Can't wait to see them. In LA tonight. I'm headed to LA tonight, Smitty.
Oh, really?
Today, I mean.
When?
Tonight, though, I'm doing the Political Playbook, a new show.
What time?
6 p.m. Pacific.
9 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
And it's what? Is it a 3-hour show?
Hour.
That's a good time.
1 hour, homie.
1 hour, the strong hour. Okay.
1 hour. Political Playbook, homie.
And is it daily or is it going to be once a week, twice a week? What?
Daily. I'm going to focus on the LA riots. So I'm going to focus on that. And then I'm going to talk about a lot of other shit, but it'll be a entertaining 1 hour show. So become a member on that channel. Bailey will post it up, and we're gonna start using that channel.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna start using that channel. Tonight I might air it on both just to get that channel going. But yeah, Coach JB's political playbook right there. Look at that. Bam. Save California, homie. Recall Newsom, bitch ass.
Is it gonna be? Oh, never mind. That answered my question. Never mind.
No, it's not gonna be. It's gonna be. I'm gonna be neutral. I'm gonna talk.
That's literally my question. Like, are you gonna be like cut down the middle, or are you gonna be like?
You know me. If something's wrong, I'm gonna say it. If it's right, I'm gonna say it.
Democrats listen to the show and be like, okay, and like actually, or is it gonna be so one side?
Yeah. I think it's a great. I think it's a great show because see, I grew up Democrat, so
I know, but I'm talking about today's Democrats. Are they gonna be able to listen and be like, okay, I disagree, but I understand that, or is it gonna be just a complete just fuck them motherfuckers,
No. I'm not gonna do no crazy. I'm gonna actually break down the shit, and if you can agree, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take real callers. I'm gonna try to get some Democrats on the show, like guys I know, like a guy, my buddy of mine I grew up with. I was arguing with last night. He was talking about some crazy shit. I was like, man, I love you, but I gotta disagree. So I'm gonna have guys like that. A former police officer here in LA for 28 years. A friend of mine grew up with him.
That'd be great.
Just retired, 28-year police officer. So I'm gonna have him on. It's gonna be some real shit. So
that'd be great though. I think those two different perspectives would just add just the more dialogue. Both sides can learn, and I think both sides can. You just said you can still disagree at the end of the day, but just having an understanding of both sides, I think just helps. Versus people just assuming the other side thinks this and then going at each other. Because right now, that's all I see. The last few years, just. MAGA is the Democratic far left, equal. Yeah, I give you that for sure.
MAGA's not Republican. MAGA's not like we've separated the MAGA and America. We've separated it. Like I don't understand it. And then everyone thinks it's racist if you throw up a Trump flag because they associate Trump with MAGA. So that's his tag.
Well, you got to. That's
what I'm saying. That's his brand, right? That's his brand. Yeah. So MAGA and American are completely two different things. They should be. But we look at it as if that's now represents the entire right. If you say MAGA or show a MAGA flag or some shit like that. So
just like on the flip side, a lot of the people think the people who are extremely far left is a representation of all the Democrats. So it kind of goes both. It goes both ways.
The problem is now the far left now it's starting to seem like they're just a big ass, like they're LGBTQ, they're transgender, they're these weirdo activists. Like that's the MAGA side of the left. Like it's a weird far left because I still know left wing people, liberals that are just normal. Don't like boys and girls sports, don't like the transgender shit, blah blah blah. But they're turning though. I was always a Democrat who had conservative ideologies though. Like I was never gonna go with the LGBTQ, never gonna go with dudes cutting their dicks off, never gonna go with boys playing girls, never gonna go. You know what I'm saying? I was a Democrat because grew up blue collar. Fucking, that's not the party anymore though. So like it's just a different world. But we're gonna dive into all that stuff on that channel that you guys we've already got some like 20-something hundred subscribers over there. So make sure you subscribe right now to that channel. Bailey's put it in the link right there. Subscribe today for that. The political playbook will change the banner on that channel as we speak, and we'll get that going tonight.
Love it.
Bailey's going to have that done too. Shout out to him for running it. Steve Kim will join us here, and he's actually here. And I want to dive right into it. The Korean co-sell himself, the co-host of Whitlock's Fearless and the 3 Knockdown Rule with Mario Lopez. Make sure you head on over there and use his promo code for snack products. Our main man, Steve Kim, joins it.
Steve.
Morning, Steve. Hey, have you seen the left getting ready to fight the conservatives? I want to get your breakdown real quick. This is them training right here, Steve. This is their training session. This is that motherfucker.
Good Lord.
Stiff form.
Why do they always look the same?
It's like a stiff form.
They're all the same people, though. I don't understand it. But anyway, shout out to all the LA rioters getting all those Jordans and free iPhones today. Steve, let's dive right into it. Smitty got a lot of boxing questions for you.
Not a lot. I just want to get the inside scoop on what's going on. I mean, the Davis family is not looking great right now. I mean, Keyshawn misses weight, and then his brother gets upset in the ring. And I guess, can you give some insight on what happened after the fight?
Yeah, I think this spoke for itself. I mean, going to the actual fight that didn't happen, the De Los Santos camp, and even people from Top Rank that I was conversing with on Friday, there's a belief Keyshawn didn't really try to make weight. He didn't exactly give the most strenuous effort. And I believe that they're going to fight because they need the money. We're going to throw them an extra couple of dollars. This is what's happening in boxing. And finally, someone took a stand. Now, did it help that De Los Santos got his whole purse? It probably did. But these situations, you kind of play a game of give and take. If I know the other fighter tried to make weight and he's depleted, and he was in the sauna for a few hours, has only been eating 11 slices once a day for a week, and I know he's a weakened version of himself, I would actually say, you know what, let me win a title, let me make a few bucks, I'll go through with the fight. But when you come in 4.3 pounds over the consensus is in the sport, you're not really trying to make weight. There's a sense of entitlement that we have bred into today's fighters, especially the ones with the privilege. And this was a disastrous week. Then the brother loses, and then Keyshawn and the other brother go into Nahir Albright's locker room, and they start a skirmish. There may be legal charges that could be filed. There could be there could be, I think, a lawsuit from Albright. I think he's within his bounds to do that. So just a disastrous weekend. And Keyshawn Davis was poised to become the next American local regional attraction. And I think that has gone down the drain as of this moment.
Damn, that's a shame, too. He's so talented as well to lose it like that. And, all in one weekend, it's a shame. Do you know, do you have any insight on, why did they go to his locker room? What happened? What led to that point?
Well, the locker rooms were right next to each other, by the way. And I'm just wondering, they didn't figure out this could get volatile at all. This would never happen in another sport. Right. I don't know if it's the Top Rank's fault or the Scope, the name of the venue, to have someone there. And now this was after the original skirmish, by the way.
That clip.
Okay, so... I'm not so sure why there wasn't additional security. Say, okay, now separate them. I thought Keyshawn and his family should have been immediately evacuated or let off the premises. Or Albright. By the way, Albright was taken to another fight hotel.
Really?
Yeah, because Smitty, in a lot of these situations, all of the fighter camps were in one hotel. A lot of times. So just for a security precaution, I was told by someone at Top Rank, and Albright actually streamed him leaving his room. So, I mean, the thing I don't like is when people say, well, De Los Santos should have found a way to make the fight happen. He played by the rules. He already looked starved. He looked like a prisoner of war. He looked very gaunt. The sunken in eyes tell you a lot. That fight was poised to become a physical mismatch. And I'm sick and tired of people in boxing, whether it's the promoters, managers, broadcasters, or the fans, putting the onus on the guy that played by the rules to then have all the pressure to save the show. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, I did my part. I'm almost wondering if the commission should just get involved and say, okay, fight's off. Fight's off. Just take the pressure off everybody. And when people say it's only a couple of pounds, right, so then have that guy that's heavy lose them. I'm so sick of hearing that. It's only a couple of pounds, right, then lose it.
Right. That's a good point, JB.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Steve, I got to get into a few things real quick. We got a thumbnail, obviously, that has Aaron Rodgers on it. He will attend minicamp today for the Steelers. What would be Steve Kim's expectations of this right here this year? Not only this duo, but just Aaron Rodgers as a Yinzer.
I hope he's all involved. I hope he's the first guy in, last one out. That's what a quarterback's role is. Be a guy that plants the flag, and you're fully committed to the game of football. I get it. You have other interests, but guess what? Basically now the off season is over. you start preparing for training camp, and then training camp, you start preparing for the season. And he's missed a lot of it. He was not under contract, so there was no legal binding agreement that said he had to be there. But now, try to be the best version of yourself and the best leader you can be moving forward. Look, the Steeler team was not great, but they weren't bad either. They're right in that area, that gray area of being mediocre to pretty good. The question is, can he make them 2 to 3 games better? Because that matters. That means instead of being a team fighting for a wild card spot, that you might win the division. You win the division, you might get a first-round bye, and you might even get a home game. These things matter. And what's the pressure on Tomlin, right? It's not that he's not winning. He's winning theoretically. He's always over 500. But can you have postseason success? Can you win a game or 3 starting in early January?
Steve, I want to ask you, I want to dive right into something, man. This guy continues to fuck with me. And I'm gonna make a viral video of him today. But take a listen to what fucking Dan Orlovsky had to say this morning.
I'm like, who are you talking about?
How so? Okay, so he's good enough. They're good enough. They're gonna go 9-8, 10-7. They won't matter in the playoffs, and we all know that. And then they're not bad enough to get a top 8 pick and finally find the quarterback of the future. And so anybody who says that Aaron can't play anymore, you're just being a hater because of some of the things you don't like about him as a person. But this still is a subpar offensive line. They only have really DK Metcalf on the perimeter. Fryermuth's a really nice tight end. They don't work the middle of the field with Arthur Smith right now. Maybe that'll change with Aaron, but Aaron didn't necessarily do it a ton last year. So you're in that area where we're going to be a contending team, but we
Why is Woody in a pro club?
are not better than Buffalo. We're not better than Kansas City.
He's comfortable. He big. You know what I mean? Sue's
We're not better
uncomfortable.
than the Bengals. We're not better than the Ravens.
Anyway, Steve, you've heard enough. I've heard fucking enough. Let me ask you something. I watched this whole segment. Basically, what he said, we're not going to show the rest, but he said basically that the Steelers should have tanked this year, got the future QB or the QB for their future, and went with Mason Rudolph. And then I'm sitting there like, so you're going to tell the Yinzer fan base, this fan base that's crazy in LA and Phoenix and Chicago, they got Steeler bars everywhere. You're going to tell this fan base that, no, we'll tank with future Hall of Fame coach Mike Tomlin, who's never missed a playoff, and say, it's all right. We'll just tank it in a league with Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson in it. I thought it was asinine to say. You got to at least take a shot at the only guy out there available, which is Aaron Rodgers.
Well, Coach,
right?
I think I said this to Whitlock last week. The worst thing you can be in the National Football League is right where the Steelers are. They're in no man's land. You're not good enough to really compete for the trophy. And you're not terrible enough to actually get one of the top 5 picks. They're kind of in that area of like, what do you do here? Are you the best of the mediocre or are you the mediocre of the best? The pressure's on Tomlin because if he would have made a Super Bowl run or won a championship within the last 5 years, you could eat off of that. People say, yeah, but in 2020, 21, we won it. We're good. It's time to rebuild.
Right.
The fact that they have not won it since, 2008 against the Cardinals, Santonio Holmes with that great catch, right? And they haven't had sustained playoff success in about, a decade?
16.
Tomlin actually, I don't think, has that license. There are certain coaches, they have a license to rebuild. If you've won a championship within the last 7 years, they'll say, you know what? We had a good run. Now we got to clean this up again, right? Tomlin, if you actually listen to the Steeler fans on social media, and they come on my timeline once in a while, they're itching for a change if there's not a market improvement. I don't believe that the rebuild card was on that stacked deck for the Steelers at this moment.
Let me ask you, I know Smitty's got another question about the Steelers. I wanted to ask you, priority got to be TJ Watt and his deal because he's not in attendance at minicamp this morning. And then Trey Henderson is out there as a rival in Cincinnati, who's also not at minicamp, another pass rusher, two great ones. Would you be crazy enough if you're the Steelers to blow this up right now and try to go get some assets?
There's no way Tomlin would be allow it. He's kind of fighting for his job.
But is this
really
one guy
that.
good enough? Is he good enough with a Patrick Queen to change the narrative, Smitty? You know what I'm saying? I get, you got to understand. I get what you're saying. Yeah, but at the same time, can you get 3 or 4 guys to make your team better? Like, I don't know. He's on the other side, I would argue. I mean, it's tough, but like to Steve's point, you got to shit or get off the pot. I don't know if just TJ Watt's going to win you a playoff game, bro.
I don't know, man. I feel like lose. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
No, but Smitty, when was the last time a big trade was made in June? Don't they all happen either during the season or right during the draft?
Or guys demand, or they demand them.
Trade in June.
Roquan Smith, who was demanding to get out of Chicago.
That's a trade. I'm talking about a blockbuster. This would be a blockbuster.
Yeah. I've seen TJ Watt literally win games for the Steelers, though. Like strip sacks that led to touchdowns, like where the offense didn't do a damn thing all game long. In the defense, and when I say defense, I'm talking TJ Watt specifically. The plays that he made has won them games. So to answer your question, JB, I can't make a promise that having TJ Watt alone is enough to get over the playoff hump. Who knows? But I know that. I mean, you lose TJ Watt, to me, that's like the Mavs dropping Luka. I'm not. That's my opinion. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
If they trade away TJ and they still go out there and lose in the playoffs, oh man, you talk about a hot seat. It won't be.
That's a good point. That's a good point. A fair point. The only reason I brought up this whole thing with Dan and the Aaron Rodgers take was because didn't they draft Will Howard
in the 8th round? I don't look.
I get he's probably not franchise.
I don't look at him as any quarterback of the future. I don't.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, to me, that goes against what Dan was bringing up. Like, why you just drafted a guy, even though he's 8th rounder. You drafted a guy. You're not going to tank and draft another quarterback. You should have got something else this year.
But the whole tank blueprint. If you're going to do it, you would have done it starting after the season, back in January, February.
Yeah.
Suddenly switch course in the middle. Right in June, right? You say, okay, you know what, guys? Yeah, we're just going to rebuild now. No, that had to begin 7-8 months ago because it's going to impact the way you draft, how you trade on draft day, the free agents you go after. I do not. If you wanted to really tank and say, okay, let's just start over from ground zero, I don't know if you would do it with Tomlin given his current circumstance. Now, I don't know if you would do it starting in mid-June. That makes no sense to me.
No, I get it. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with these signings. Hendrickson in Cincinnati and Watt in Pittsburgh. It's 2 pass rushers who are very, very. You need those 2 guys. I mean, you would argue right there with QB and wideout. Here's my point, Steve, to this Pittsburgh deal though. They need some sort of assets. They got 1 receiver, an aging tight end or 2. And their O-line's getting older. Their defense has got some holes, in my opinion, and that's their backbone, I guess, in Mike Tomlin's career, having a great defense. I don't know if they have enough, and you got to get some sort – and there's not enough – there's no wideouts out there that I know of floating around that's a difference maker other than Alan Lazard, who I don't think the Jets are going to appease Aaron Rodgers after what he said about their franchise and give him a guy who they play game 1. So, I don't think Alan Lazard is going to be able to be available, even though the Jets talked about shopping him. I don't think Pittsburgh would be the team. So, I don't know if Aaron has enough is the issue other than DK Metcalf, and you start doubling him, and he gets hot-headed, and then you got a whole nother New York Jets scenario. So, I don't know if the Pittsburgh Steelers have enough on offense. They're like the Patriots to me. They need outside weapons.
Well, with the Patriots, they drafted a very speedy little guy out of Washington State who I like. They got Henderson out of the backfield from Ohio State. I think in certain packages he'll be effective. I think the Patriots have actually retooled their offense pretty nice. The question with New England is, does Josh McDaniel's system ever have true sustained success without a guy named Tom Brady? That's a complicated system. If you talk to anyone that's ever played in it, it's not an easy system. You have to have advanced football IQ to play there. So, and that's what the Steelers, weren't they 9-8 or 10-7?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, look, can Aaron Rodgers win you a game or 2 that you didn't last year? That's the whole question.
And speaking of wideouts, like there's like Chris Godwin, he turned down, I think, $30 a year to go to New England to stay in Tampa. for like a 3-year 60. So he took a little bit of a cut. And I don't know if New England's the wideout destination. I think they want to probably see Drake May maturation process this year after a good rookie campaign. But again, I don't know if New England's going to be a destination point, and I don't know if Pittsburgh's going to be one. That's why I think they got to strike while it's hot. They got Aaron Rodgers in there for 1 year who basically had the same or better statistics than the MVP Josh Allen had last year throwing the football. Same amount of yards, same amount of touchdowns, less picks. Like, no one talks about it, though. I get it.
Throwing, yeah.
I get, like, I obviously one dresses in a phone booth. The other one is on the other side coming off an Achilles. But statistically, in a bad organization last year in New York, Aaron
but
achieved.
they didn't play winning football.
Yeah, you got to watch the games, though.
A lot of those stats were empty calories. And look, Aaron still can slice and dice here and there. But I did notice he missed more routine throws that would never have happened 7-8 years ago.
Oh, yeah. And I think as the year got older, he got more comfortable off of the Achilles, too, saying, all right, it is what it is. I can move around now a little more. And if you saw it, he started to move around a little more. And then
but I will say this.
That's true.
I believe DK Metcalf will be a better fit. Garrett Wilson, to me, is like a frail guy, doesn't make a lot of the tough contested catches. DK is a physical specimen, kind of like a T.O. I get the sense he can muscle more defensive backs, make the big-bodied catches. And Aaron Rodgers, one of the best I've ever seen at the back shoulder. But it's going to be up to Aaron, and this has not necessarily been his strength based on reputation. Be the leader of the offense. Try to actually guide and mold some younger players. Make them into guys that you trust by October. That's the whole goal at this point for him.
Yeah, no doubt. Steve, before we move on, I got to ask you, I don't know if you heard yesterday, we discussed it, but I'm sure you heard it, but that NCAA, the $2.8 billion shared revenue deal got passed in court. What do you get from that? Or what is your takeaway from that? Is that going to be – are we even going to know where it goes? The NCAA is still involved. Now it's just telling – schools they can pay. I still wipes their hands clean. I don't know what it does unless we know eligibility wise. Does the JUCO thing take effect? Are we going to have more years of eligibility? There's a lot that goes into this whole thing. And then Title IX continues to be dismissed in this. I haven't heard anything about it. Where are you at with this whole revenue sharing deal?
Look, I've skimmed through it. Players are going to get paid, and I guess schools are now directly paying. That's all I know.
Does it affect recruiting at all?
No, because it comes down to NIL.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if schools are there. Is it, have you heard, or I don't know if I haven't read it too deep, but is it added money? Is it extra money? Right. Can I pay you?
Yeah, NIL, if you're still a iconic player like Caitlin Clark at Iowa, Tim Tebow at Florida, Reggie Bush during his days at SC, if there's a local or a corporate entity that wants to pay you for name, image, and likeness, I don't know why that wouldn't exist. That's what it was there for.
Right.
But, how that money is doled out, I'll be honest with you, I don't really care. I'm into the football now. When I'm doing my research at the office, I'm not giving one rat's ass about this. I'm asking who the players are, when the games are being played, what do I think? All that other stuff, let the Ross Dellingers of the world break that out. That's what they get paid for. I like ball. When I'm watching ball, I'm not giving a shit what that left tackle's getting paid, okay? Well, let's not confuse the thing. I think you torture yourself, Coach, by getting so worked up over this. Let's go to ball.
Yeah.
Honestly, I never sit with a group of guys. Hey, guys, God, how do you think that money's going to be doled out? Who the cares? Just
until their guy enters the portal. Until your guy enters the portal, though. Until your guy enters the portal, and then you're back talking about.
Look, when people
on to the next.
calling me for stuff I can't control, I just say, guys, look, this is content. Whatever happens, I'll either enjoy it or I won't. But this house settlement, we know it's coming down the rail. This is now professional sports. They better have some infrastructure and some guardrails. That's what they got to have. And if they don't have them, my day will be fine. I'll be okay.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't get worked up over this.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Real quick, it's Miami. where is there anything else going on? I believe there's still one portal left. Is there not?
No, the portal's over. It's over. Whoever's on your team now, that's your team, I would think.
So the spring portal is the last one now.
Right, and I believe there's talk of just having one.
Yeah, I believe in that talk.
I'm
so over it.
Towards a little sanity.
Yeah, I'm so over the portals. The craziest one to me is right after spring ball ends, you open it. That makes zero sense to me. Now you might have a new team in the summer again. But Miami's roster, just speaking of Miami, the guys that follow the show that watch you, Miami's roster is pretty much set, is what you're saying for now.
The team is the team. Who's ever on board is on board. Get ready.
So in that ACC, right now, is Clemson still the formidable out that you got to get over?
This is Clemson's best roster since 2020.
Really?
Great front line defensively. I think 2 top 10 to 15 picks in Parker and Woods. They have finally found some solutions outside. They hit a drought recruiting-wise, but with Wesco and TJ Moore, they have some threats for Klubnik. They're going to have to be a little bit young at a running back, Gideon Davidson, big-time recruit. But I will give Dabo Swinney credit.
Okay.
He did it his way. He's not a big portal guy even now, although I think he's kind of loosened that up a little bit. But, people think that they've gone to being a 6-7 win team. They're still winning 9-10 games. They made the playoffs last year. And their defense is going to be really good. They're loaded at all 3 levels. NFL guys all over. And Cade Klubnik, I thought, had a really good year as Riley was allowed to run his offense. So
after a slow start,
Clemson's going to be good.
Yeah. That division or that league or the conference in totality, any surprise teams you expect to see? I'm not even going to mention Belichick's North Carolina. What about the other teams that were getting better last year towards the end?
Well, I'd like to see what SMU does. Second year, Kevin Jennings as their quarterback from day one. Our old coordinator, Rhett Lashley, did a great job last year. I still think they need to get bigger bodies up front defensively. They lost a lot of guys, though, that actually were transfer portal guys from Miami that were very productive for them. But, look, Rhett Lashley will always run a good offense, and SMU has a lot of money. That's going to be a consistent player. People forget. They basically said, give us no money. We just want in on the ACC. I thought they gambled on themselves, and they won pretty big. The ACC is going to be interesting. I think Miami will be a player. Louisville, Miller Moss. They have a really speedy running back in Isaac Brown, and I've always believed with Brom, you're always going to have a good offense. They're going to be a pretty tough out week to week. Florida State, I can't imagine will be any worse than they were last year. And I think Castellanos is a good fit for that Malzahn offense. I'll say this. DJU struggled. We know what he was. I'm not here to pile on. Castellanos, week to week, with the style they're going to run offensively, and some of their transfer portal guys, like Deuce Robinson, gives them a big body target outside. They will be better, okay? And I don't mean just being from 2 to 4 wins. I think they'll be much better on a week-to-week basis. But the ACC right now, I think, comes down to Clemson and then hopefully Miami if Carson Beck is fully bodied and fully armed.
So, what are the expectations for Miami this year? Is it natty or buzz, or playoffs or buzz? What?
Playoff. Make the ACC title game, and in the expanded playoff or the new playoff, make it. You should have made it last year. And defensively, that defense just has to go from horrific to just somewhat above average.
Yeah.
I mean, really. So they retooled their whole defensive back room. It's going to be a whole new unit. A couple of linebacker portal guys. I think Torrey is going to be good. Torrey is going to be really good, the young man from Rutgers. And then if Ruben Bain needs to stay healthy, and then Carson Beck has to play more efficient football. Last year, I think he had 12 interceptions. Way too many. He's got to be down to about 5 or 6. If he can do that, this team has a legitimate chance to win every week they play.
No doubt.
We shall see.
I gotta get Smitty. I gotta get Steve's take on this Penn State UCLA thing.
Oh yeah,
you gotta go ahead.
Let's do it. Penn State and UCLA have signed an 8-figure private capital deals with Elevate. The Nittany Lions and Bruins make college sports history by being the first 2 athletic departments to take on private capital. Wow, that's my first time even seeing this.
That's not Steve's favorite Bruin though, right there. That's not Steve wants the old school.
Yeah, Joe Bruin, they kind of changed that one, but here
that's a fucking bear.
Yeah, well, Bruin is a baby bear.
Yeah, but it's not. That looks like the Smokey the fucking bear.
Yeah, the original Joe Bruin was a lot better, but the private equity thing.
Yeah, there you go, Bailey.
That's Joe Bruin classic. You need to go back to that guy. But the private equity thing, I've heard that this was coming down the block, and I guess this is the new trend. Everyone's going to try to get a cash infusion. This ain't your older brother's college sports. I don't know what we can do to stop it. We probably can't.
Man, JB, what are your thoughts?
I don't know, man. This is just the wild, wild west. I don't know. We've had too many people on that says it's just Steve. Let me ask you. I've asked all these people. They've come on the show. They said that they think it's going to somehow circle back and come back to some sort of reality. What are they going to do? Tell kids now play without pay? Like that's what? How are they going to do that? And we've had some guys on that said, listen. What are the kids going to do? And I've been saying this for years. If you don't pay them, what are they going to do? Not play? Like, they got to play, right? They got to get film.
But isn't the toothpaste out of the tube?
It is.
Right. What do you call that in? I mean.
It is, but like if they do circle this thing and say, all right, we're going to come back to some sort of semblance of I don't know, some gray area where not all these kids are going to get paid. It's going to be some sort of Steve Kim ideology of a salary cap or some sort of, can't leave without paying back money, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
The kids still got to play somewhere, right? Like, are they going to just quit playing football? They got to get the film.
Right. What I would do is, again, and I don't believe you have to reinvent the wheel. I would just say you get one transfer, and when you transfer, you sit out a year. Okay, that's one thing. I'd have one transfer portal window. That would solve some issues. And then number 2, I'd also say that these are make binding contracts.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would shut off at least
like coaches have.
Right, the current anarchy.
Yeah.
Because when 85 to 100 players every semester is in essence a potential free agent, that's not good for anybody. It really isn't. And you know what? And I would say to certain coaches, if a kid really does you wrong, I would flat out say, okay, I guess we have to release your academic records. Game tape, game film, any help, you're not getting it from us. I hate to be so cold-blooded about it, but the game is the game.
The game is the game. And at this point, you're getting paid like the numbers that these players are. You got to get treated like a grown man too. So if you do me wrong, if I'm a coach, right, it is what it is. You know, the same thing can get thrown back. So
yeah,
man, just so much money being thrown out. JB, it's just hard to even keep up with all this stuff. Like every week, it feels like there's something new, another new development going on in the NCAA or just the college sports space.
Yeah, Steve, we saw the end of a run on College Game Day. As we've been watching kind of the slow demise of a legend in Lee Corso. Dick Vitale is that type of guy for basketball. And ESPN just signs him to an extension. Are you shocked at this? Is this kind of a farewell tour deal or what is this? I know he beat cancer. Shout out to him. Love hearing his voice and all that, but like, seems like a little bit of a reach here.
Well, I think you call this kind of him getting emeritus status. And again, we don't know the stipulation in the contract. It could say work as many games as you can for as long as you can and want. Look, they know they're not getting another 10 years out of him. I love Dickie V. We all grew up with him. But I think his situation is a little bit different than Lee Corso. With Coach, there were some issues in terms of communication, being lucid out there on a regular basis. Dick was more of a health situation, which was lingering for the last 5-6 years. this is their way of saying that you are one of our pillars, you are a legend, and you can go out on your terms. I respect it. I mean, again, I don't really watch that much college basketball anymore, but when guys like Corso and Dick Vitale leave, that is an important fabric of the spirit of ESPN that'll never be replicated.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that take. I'm with it as well. They did something good here with this one. So we'll see if he recovers. I don't know how many games he'll be calling or what have you. I'm sure they'll have him in the backside of things, but we'll see. Love his voice though, and getting to hear him. So I don't know. Interesting to see that right there. Steve, you on Whitlock later?
I am on Whitlock. Oh, by the way, I heard your Michael Cooper interview. I know he had to be diplomatic, but when he said, no, we had no problems with Riley, I'm like, lies, yeah.
Hey, he's on this Friday again. He wanted to come back on the show. He's coming on this Friday again. So I'm going to tell him that. I'm going to say, hey, Coop, what's up, man? Factor cap. Or hell yeah, hell no.
I got Steve say you was lying, Mike. So what's up?
Why he can't say it, but trust me.
I know. And then he has to go
I
on.
was told by a Laker official, I'll never forget. This is like 20 some odd years ago. Me and Doug Fisher are young guys on the beat, and there's a guy that worked on the boxing shows who was a part of the Jerry Buss family. Okay, he was never going to get fired, but nice guy. And he did some stuff for us, and he just one day, he didn't really like boxing, and I started asking him questions. He flat out told me, he said by the end of his run, everyone hated Pat Riley. He goes, Steve, he became so unbearable. His ego, again, he got fired on the same season he won Coach of the Year because certain players, starting with Magic, had said, okay, once Magic had enough, they said, okay, we got to cut bait. It's the truth.
Hey, Steve, I don't know if you saw it. We had Tony Bruno on, too. He was great. He was unbelievable.
Legend.
We had Tony on, man. He was funny as hell. He was a good dude. He's out in Florida building houses and shit, his own place. And living on the fucking like no gas. He's got like propane and well water. So he's like, hey, fuck it, fuck the LA. He was in LA for years, and he's like, man, I had to get out of there. So I mean, it was a good interview. But yeah, we got we got somebody else on this week too that you'll like, but won't know for sure yet, so I can't say it. But we'll see. See you on Whitlock later. See you Thursday, Steve. Appreciate it. Stay safe out there.
Thanks, Steve.
Out there in the streets of the.
Yeah, you just got to stay away from certain areas. I mean, there are certain parts of downtown that aren't really that. They've been like that for a while.
Forever, yeah.
And then you just stay away from certain freeways. That's why now, last few days, I've been using the Google Maps just to stay away from where all the congestion is. And I'll be honest with you, people ask me, how am I doing? I'm doing fine. I haven't actually seen any of this in person. I stay away from it. But what I would suggest to anyone traveling around Southern California, close to the LA area, use your Google Maps because it'll tell you how long your trips are, what's the shortest way. It's really unbelievable, the modern technology, because as of yet, using that, I've never actually run into one of the protests where they stop the road, they block the traffic, any of that stuff.
Steve, I got fucked on Waze. They sent me 8 miles out of the way to a dead end construction. I could have got jacked.
That's why I don't use Waze. I hear way too many of those type of stories.
That was my first time ever. This was years ago. I got off an airplane, Smitty, and I had to drive from LA to San Diego for a meeting when I was still coaching in Kansas. And I took this Waze. Everyone, take Waze. That motherfucker took me to a dead end 8 miles deep in LA. And I'm like, what?
You don't just use Google Maps? I like Google Maps. I think
Google Maps work just fine.
Yeah, I've always used either MapQuest, but then Google Maps kind of took over for me. I've never really had an issue. And they'll even tell you, hey, there's a speed trap coming along, cops 3-4 miles down the line, so you start slowing down.
There's cameras,
Hey,
Steve,
tell you like something's on the road.
Steve, my new car has like the shit built in, and it's unbelievable. It'll tell me there's a fucking nail in the road.
You got a new car?
Well, yeah, you've seen it.
Another new car.
Yeah. Why are you worried about it?
We was gonna talk business wise offline about finances.
Hey, Coach, have you been enjoying that all-female cast on NFL Network? I know you've been DVRing that, right?
Is it started?
Did they have some tweets on it?
They had a tweet. I'm going to do a live reaction show to that show with Smitty.
Really? The Smitty
Since he wants to talk finances, we're going to do that live. We're going to discuss that and then have Mina Kimes as a co-host and see how that works out, Steve. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. We'll see. But, hey, you know what it is? Steve, how many people in the chat right now, if you had to bet, and I would say 5 or less, that would be my bet. I'd bet my house that none of you fucks can read an atlas map. Not one of you can get the map out.
I can't either.
I know you can. Guide? Thomas Guide. My dad, when he drove trucks for his life, so he would have me as like an 8-year-old motherfucking me, Steve, as I'm reading an atlas map at 8 years old. He's got a beer in his lap. Anyway, we're driving a 18-wheeler. But anyway, and I'm reading an atlas map to him at 8, and he's motherfucking me because I put him off the wrong off-ramp. I'm like, God damn, we're in Nebraska. I'm 8.
I mean, the newer generation has probably never even had to fold up a map and fold it back up or look at a Thomas guide. We're spoiled. All we have to do is literally punch in an address, and it'll tell you, and it'll take you always to the shortest way. So, anytime I go to a certain place, 50 times. And Google Maps has probably given me 15 different ways because it cuts out the traffic. Yeah. It's amazing.
Why would I use a little map when I got Google Maps? Why would I get on the camel's back when we have cars? Like, I'm going to utilize the resources that we have.
When people say, when people say, "Well, I ran into traffic," I don't think that's a valid excuse.
Smitty, did you have dial-up phone?
Yeah, when I was real little.
You like the one you want? 7.
My grandmother had one. So when I went to go visit her, I would like mess with the phone. You boom, come back around, boom, boom. Somebody, yes, I'm aware of what it is.
Hey, by the way, guys, I've started Mobland.
Oh, I've been on that.
I've been on that. I just finished up last week. Great show.
That was episode 10. Episode 10, right?
Yep.
Is it over?
It's over because last night I turned it on to see. I think it was gonna keep going.
Well, it's season 1. Is there a season 2?
Yeah, season 1 is over. Season 1 is over. So I don't know.
I don't think it's over. Remember, it came out on Sunday. Now it comes out on Tuesdays.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, episode 10 came out last Tuesday, homie. If you didn't notice, that on Sunday.
It's 10 episodes, Smitty. It's 10 episodes, but I think it's the end of season 1. I'm just wondering, is it going to be like Shogun? Because Shogun was supposed to be one series, and they're so successful, they're doing another one.
I love Mobland. I think I told JB about it. I love Mobland.
I love Harry.
I love Harry. I like Landman better though.
I'm gonna have to check that out. But
you gotta watch Landman. You gotta watch Landman. It's about ice and the Mexican homies.
Any film with Tom Hardy in it, I'm gonna at least check it out. Tom Hardy's a bad boy, and almost every film I watch, he does a hell of a job.
I didn't know who that was until that show. I didn't know who that was.
Bad boy.
Yeah, I didn't know who that was.
Fellas, I'll see you on Thursday.
All right, Steve.
All right, Steve.
I didn't know who Tom Hardy was.
You ain't never seen him in just
I
other
thought Tom Hardy was fucking Bruce Willis in a movie.
Mad Max, Venom. He's real good in Venom. That's one of my movie. He was in Dark Knight. Warrior is the movie that when I was younger, I think I was in college when I watched it.
I never heard of him.
Okay, he's a really this dude a bad boy. So yeah, I fuck with him. I should
ask Steve. You know, there's another like Karate Kid Legends or something coming out.
Yeah, with Jackie Chan. Yep.
Is it with Jackie Chan?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
I think so. I think the newest one got Jackie Chan in. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I never watched any Karate Kids. You're just not interested. Never watched it. I could have, I'm aware of. I just decided not to watch it. It's not something that I'm into. I grew up watching like Menace to Society and like real shit. So, Boys in the Hood.
Fuck. Now I know. I get it now.
Rico. I grew up with like real stuff. I didn't grow up with like the little kid stuff.
I get why now.
You know what I'm saying? The 4 Deadly Venoms. Like you ain't never even heard of that before. Bruce Lee. Like I grew up with like real deal. Like motherfuckers dying, homie. Like
I never even heard of those movies. It sounds gay. I never even heard of the show.
The Deadly Venoms? Are you crazy? You would love that. It's an old school classic, homie.
I never heard of it. There's no more like I don't know, like I'm trying not to be biased so every generation is different. So obviously everyone grew up with different shit. But I'm just trying to say when I grew up, right?
I'm sorry.
When I grew up, cartoons, sitcoms,
yep, me too.
Shows, comedy, and movies were so much more organic. Now I get time goes by and people copy shit and all that. I get all that. I'm sure they copied other shit, but like it just seems like everything's so like the cartoons were. I have to if we could have a full debate. Cartoons, there's no better generation for cartoons. There's no way you can sit here and tell me fucking the Boondocks.
My generation was amazing in cartoons, though. I don't
even know. I don't know any of your cartoons because they became AI or what's that shit called? The what is that shit? The fucking Mimini or what is that shit called? It's like AI. You know the cartoon that turned the Asian type of shit. What's that called? Anime.
Oh, anime.
Yeah, you guys got that gay shit.
JB, seriously though,
you got that gay shit.
JB, I don't know how old you think. Do you think I'm 18?
No,
like, it's like you put me like in this generation. Like I'm not connected to them at all. Like that's Bailey's age group. I'm way different. Like I grew up like late 90s, homie. Like I remember 99, 98, 2000, 2001. I'm 5. I'm watching cartoons. Yeah, 5, 6, 7 years old. Like early 2000s and late 90s. Like what are you talking about?
SpongeBob SquareBox or whatever his fucking name is. That's not cartoon. I don't even know
like my later childhood, but yeah, that does count though. But I grew up on Cat Dog, Rugrats. I grew up on Lionel Thornberry. I grew up on
never heard
on top of the head. Cat Dog.
Who's that?
Cat Dog. This right here, 1978 classic. I cannot believe you never seen this. 1978, the 5 Deadly Venom. These dudes right here all had a skill set. You got Toad, you got Snake, you got like everybody had their own unique skill set, and it's nothing but pure fighting. You need subtitles. The shit is phenomenal. You will love this. You will love it. And I'm not bullshitting. This is a classic. Right hand the guy.
Smitty. Darnell.
Steve Cap. Fuck no, homie. I'm not watching that shit. You fucking shitting me with that fucking Darnell Smith. So fucking far off of. I ain't watching that dumb shit. You talk about old heads and you're gonna watch that shit you can't even understand the motherfuckers in.
I can't believe what just transpired on this show. I did not know that was about to happen right there. That's some crazy shit that just transpired right there. You got a problem. I'm gonna pray for you tonight. You got a problem. Something's wrong.
That's what it is. Tell me it ain't exactly how it is.
I'm gonna pray for you tonight.
Tell me exactly that's not every Bruce Lee movie.
And now that I think about it, I actually think they actually translate it in English, so it has like a weird voice. And
like it's a voice off though. That's my point.
Now what's on it? Connect.
Who's that, Steve? No. That's how it is, homie. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not watching that shit. That's in the 70s.
Phenomenal, homie.
What is?
The snake, the fighting scenes. Oh my God. Like these guys are actually like trained. JB, for real. I know you like to, you think you always right. Trust your boy on this. Just find a way to watch it. Get you an AE with you. Have her like fix you like a meal, get you a drink, and watch this shit. It's 1978. This is old school. This is your era. You was 19 when this came out. Like, go back and watch this, homie. 1978. You was 19 years old. This is your era. I used to check this out. But back to the cartoons, I used to watch Johnny Bravo. I used to watch Jimmy Neutron when I got a little older. I used to watch, like, we had some really good cartoons.
You know what Faces of Death are?
Who?
You know what Faces of Death is?
No.
God damn.
That's how I felt when you didn't know about the 5 Deadly Venom. So it's all good. I mean, 3 Ninjas is legendary. You seen 3 Ninjas, right? Tom and them.
3 what?
The 3 Ninjas, homie. Colt, Tom.
No.
Come on, homie. You ain't seen 3 Ninjas, homie.
No.
1992.
No. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. 1992. I don't understand why you're trying to compete in my era. Why are you going back to nobody watching it?
I'm older. I've watched.
I'm saying you got born and you got older, and then you went back and watched old shit that nobody else watched.
When I was a kid, though.
But nobody watched that shit.
Right.
We didn't watch that shit. But nobody watched that shit though.
Three Ninjas. Everybody watched that shit.
Nobody watched that shit. We watched
classic film.
We watched Teenage Ninja Turtles.
I watched that too. But Three Ninjas is a classic film, and I think it's a couple of them.
Did you watch Smurfs?
It's three kids who were ninjas. Like it's a really good like family film. Like,
did you watch Smurfs?
Rocky, Colt, Tom. I didn't watch Smurfs, but I know who the Smurfs are. I didn't watch it. No.
Flintstones?
I watched the Flintstones. There you go. Scooby Doo.
Tom and Jerry?
Tom and Jerry.
Heckle and Jekyll?
Nope.
Garfield?
Garfield. The writer Garfield's from Indiana.
Garfield or Heathcliff?
Garfield.
Two different ones.
Keep going, homie. That's what I'm saying. I don't think
Jetsons?
I didn't watch it, but I watched it a little bit, but that wasn't like my regular shit.
He-Man?
Nope. Give me 5 more.
Mighty Mouse?
Sometimes.
Bugs Bunny?
Come on now. What's up, Doc? You know the real dude did not like carrots? The guy who actually voiced did not like carrots. Fun fact.
How about GoBots? You don't even know that. That's Transformers GoBots. Homie was like another thing. GoBots was a Transformer. I was a GoBot cat when I grew up.
GoBot. Okay.
GoBots, homie. You don't even know about GoBots. A lot of cats in the chat don't even probably know GoBots.
GoBots. They must have got canceled immediately. No views.
Nah, GoBots was
GoBot.
GoBots cracked, homie. GoBots cracked. I had all the He-Man shit. Like I had to go hustle to get the He-Man shit, the castle. Then I had to get like She-Ra. Then I had to go get Skeletor. And then I had to go get all the shit. What about Inspector Gadget?
Come on now. Hell yeah. The cartoon, and I watched like later on, like the actual movie came out, like the real life. I watched that too.
What do you mean?
There's a cartoon, and there's like a real life version of it too, like real person.
What do you mean, real life version?
Like I'm saying, there is a like there's like a movie like real person. Like there's a there's an animated version, and there's a real person of it.
You watch Care Bears?
Nah, but I'm aware of it. I did for a little while. Watched Teletubbies for a little while when I was young.
Watch what?
Teletubbies. But then I found out like it just got weird when I was young though. Like sometimes it would just be on before school, and I just have it on. Like I didn't run home Teletubbies, but like if it was on the TV while I was getting ready for school in the morning, I'll just keep it on. Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Nah, that wasn't a Clifford guy.
Dragon Tales.
I wasn't really a Clifford guy.
Who watched Dragon Tales, man?
Alvin and the Chipmunks?
I mean, like a little bit. That wasn't no everyday stuff. Rugrats is a classic, Rio. Rugrats is a classic.
G.I. Joe?
But I know like who it is, but I didn't watch it. Of course, I know who it is. I just didn't watch it.
Transformers?
Yeah. Blue's Clues. Yeah. Magic School Bus was fire when I was a kid. Oh my god, I wanted to go on no field trip so bad.
Oh.
Magic School Bus. The Magic School Bus. How the song go, y'all?
I never heard of that shit.
Yu-Gi-Oh was fire. Who said Yu-Gi-Oh? Yu-Gi-Oh was crazy because you had the Yu-Gi-Oh card, so you had the card game. The 3-headed blue dragon. We had some great cartoons when I grew up. Golly.
Oh, I know you watch Scooby-Doo, right?
Of course. We had Cartoon Network and we had Nickelodeon. And then you had Disney. I never really watched Disney cartoons. I didn't tap into Disney until I got like 12 years old, and I would watch like the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, That's So Raven. I would watch like the shows. I didn't use Disney for cartoons. I was just Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and then like whatever channel like when you don't have cable, like whatever the basic shit I had, like cartoons would come on that sometimes. It was a show called Zaboomafoo I used to watch. I don't know if you've ever heard that before. You know, little shit like that, you know, in the hood. So we had great cartoons, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I never watched that. You watched the Raccoons?
Nope. Never heard of that in my life.
Really? Inspector Gadget was my shit.
Inspector Gadget was fire.
I watched Inspector Gadget. The Smurfs was big. He-Man, but then She-Ra came out. Princess of Power. That's when DEI was invented. And then Garfield was my shit. See, I was more of a Garfield guy than Heathcliff. G.I. Joe, of course. Wasn't a DuckTale guy, though. And I wasn't a Thundercats guy. And I was kind of in between on the Ninja Turtles.
Power Rangers?
But I never did the Power Rangers. He-Man was like Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry, Bugs, Flintstones, Jetsons. Those are like my real era. That's what I watch every day.
Right.
And then I had my sitcoms I watched with it. Like Three's Company, was classic, obviously. Married with Children.
Children.
So all that Alf.
Yeah.
All that type of shit. James, I don't like you.
I used to watch Drake and Josh, Keenan and Kel. Here you go. Keenan and Kel was crazy.
I don't like James C. I think he's a bitch. Not a member. He's newer. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't contribute at all to the chat. He can't have a real conversation with anyone in the chat. Nobody likes him in the chat. Everybody privately DM me right now. There's 1,300 people in here. They all hit me up and said, get rid of James C. So, James C., you're a bitch. Kick rocks.
Barry said, I'm right in between JB and Smitty's ages, so I've seen everything they've mentioned. There you
really?
Go. Yep. That's what I'm saying, JB. Like, don't get me wrong. You're a lot older than me, but there's crossover. Is what I'm saying. Like, it's not as crazy as you think.
Silver Spoons.
Yeah, I have some great.
I go like, come on, like Different Strokes,
right?
Jefferson's.
Because I grew up more like the Wayans brothers.
Martin came out a little later. Like Martin came out a little later. Yeah,
Jamie Foxx show.
Mr. Belvedere. Mr. Belvedere was my shit. Fresh Prince, obviously later. Fresh Prince later.
Steve Harvey, Fresh Prince. Cosby Show been out, but.
Yeah, Growing Pains. Justine Bateman was bad back in the day.
He's a smart guy.
That's when Who's the Boss? Because I had a crush at the time on Alyssa Milano, who my cousin used to adjust her back. So I would be in there and I used to see her. I used to like chiropractor. She'd go to the chiropractor when she was my age. We're the same age. She was just on Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
she was a kid, right? In that movie. Mm-hmm. And I got to see her at my cousin's chiropractic office, and she was bad as fuck as a youngster. So I was in love with. So I was in there. We were both young, like 15 or whatever. I don't even, maybe before that. But now she's like fucking off the hinges. I don't know what's going on. What happened to her at Hollywood though? Then who else? Yeah, there's some great. I missed the old TV, man. I miss. Shout out to the. What's her name, man? Shit. What's her name, man? Loretta Swift. Shout out to her. She died last week, man. She was the star of MASH. MASH was another show.
I never watched MASH, but I'm aware of it.
I wasn't a MASH guy like that, but it was still a classic.
Know the show I would watch sometime because my pops would have it on. It's actually boring as hell, but like I kind of liked it. It was help me out with it, JB. It had Opie in it or whatever.
Dukes of Hazzard.
It's the sheriff. It's black and white. It's the sheriff and
you're talking about fucking
you know what I'm talking about.
Opie?
I think you were Opie.
Yeah, you're talking about fucking
I'm having a brain fart.
You know what was my shit though back in the day? Andy Griffin.
Eddie Griffin. Here you go. Andy Griffin. Yeah.
Andy Griffith. You know what I liked? You know what I grew up? Flipper.
Flipper. I don't think I know about Flipper for real.
Flipper was a dolphin, homie.
Sing it. Keep going.
I just did. Flipper. Now, Flipper was a dolphin, homie.
I want you to keep going, homie.
I forgot it.
Eddie Griffith show got one of the coldest intros, though. They be whistling the whole time.
Fucking, they call him Flipper. That is a Flipper, homie.
The Andy Griffith show is one of the most boring. Now that I look back, it's so boring, but I thought it was funny when I was little. It's actually boring though when you like really think about it.
You watch Webster, homie?
Nope.
Fuck.
I know.
Webster's a little brother, homie.
Okay. I gotta watch everything black.
You got adopted him. He had a kidney issue, like him and like.
That sounds sad. I don't want to see no shit like that. That sounds sad.
It was a midget.
I used to watch Saved by the Bell. Woo!
Saved by the Bell. Mario Lopez, homie. Yeah, all the bad bitches.
He did.
Yeah, one later came as a stripper. The other one. Shout out to Sly Stone, man.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, legend. Man. Legend right here, Sly Stone.
Yesterday.
He was like Prince before Prince.
Man.
82.
Yeah, smooth. He's a smooth cat, though, right there, though. That's a smooth cat.
Sly Stone, dog.
Bay Area legend, right?
Yep.
Everyday people.
Yep.
You hear that song on every commercial.
Yeah, you can't forget A-Team. A-Team, homie. You knew about A-Team?
I pity the fool. I know about it. But yeah, it's kind of before my era, but I'm a student of the game, so I know.
Have you watched the movie?
Is it good?
It's pretty good. What's the name? The UFC cat, the brother Rampage.
Rampage. Yeah.
He's BA. What's his name is Hannibal. The other BPS right here. What's his name is Hannibal. What's his name is old boy that played on Hangover.
Oh, okay.
He's Face.
Yeah.
And then fucking what's his name?
Got you. I know everybody talking about
Bradley Cooper. Yeah. He plays Face. Hannibal is fucking. I'm horrible with names.
Me too, homie.
And I don't give a fuck. If you're not very good or I don't really like you like that.
I'm just bad with names.
If I liked you like that, or if you were good, like a coach or a player, I would fucking know your name. It's real simple.
Just everyday people. That's Sly Stone, y'all. For anybody who don't know Sly Stone, you have heard that song on a commercial, in a movie, every day. Is everyday people. You heard that song. Look, even Baby shaking his head. He 19 and a half. He heard that song. Everybody heard that song. It's his half birthday today.
I remember Cops. I never really fucked with Cops because my homie was on Cops. He got
like the original.
Yeah, the original. My homie got caught up on Cops, and he was on the show, and we watched him, and I never watched it again.
Hi, come on, homie. I'm trying to think real quick. Hi,
bad boy.
What
you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they gonna fuck you?
Riptide. A lot of you cats don't know about Riptide. Riptide was filmed in Long Beach. And the helicopter that was in Riptide, it had like a face on it. It was back in the day. It was fucking spooky if you're a little kid.
Homie, do you remember X-Files, homie?
X-Files.
You were a little older, but for me, that was the scariest shit ever. Like,
yeah,
I'd be watching Simpsons, and then Simpsons go off, and then X-Files.
Chips.
Run up and grab the remote and turn the channel.
I love Chips, homie. Chips was my shit. Chips was my shit, homie. Josh. What's the name? What the fuck is the redhead name? Love Chips, dog. My Mexican homie. MacGyver. Yeah. What was it? $1 Million Man.
Okay, I'm aware of that.
What was the other one? What was the other one? Fuck. We could do this all day. Anyway,
what's the shit that used to come on every Halloween? The weird dude come out there like with a every Halloween this show, like he would come on. He was tell a story, but he was like weird. He was like,
"Who?
Help me out, chat. Help me out, chat." It comes out like almost every Halloween. He has like a
Knight Rider. Knight Rider was my shit.
Let me see.
Knight Rider was my shit, homie. Also, what was the other one? Magnum PI, homie. Tom Selleck had all the bitches. Let's take a break. We're going to come back talk about the thumbnail that we haven't discussed yet. We're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers a little bit more.
I won't talk about it no more.
I know. We've dabbled in it, but we want to dive. I want to do a deep dive in the Aaron Rodgers thing. We got a lot more topics to discuss here. And make sure you subscribe to my other channel for the political playbook that'll be airing tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on the Coach JB's Political Playbook channel, which is in the link below. So make sure you subscribe today and come on over there tonight and watch it. It's going to be entertaining to say the least.
Ooh-wee. Tap in, y'all. Subscribe right now. We'll be back in 3.
This is me before the game. I'm Kylie, and this is me after the game.
I'm Chelsea, and this is me before the game. My name is Chelsea, and this is me after a football game.
Hi, I'm Liz, and this is me before the game.
Hi, I'm Liz, and this is me after the game.
Well, you said it was going to a break, so I'm going to utilize this break.
So congratulations. I wanted to wish you a happy Gay Pride Month. No
disrespect to them at all, but that had nothing to do with me. I don't know why you telling me congratulations.
Oh, rewind this? Let me rewind this. I'm trying to figure out what is this. Football is gay?
That's like something you would say.
Football is lesbian? Football is transgender?
You've actually said that before on the show.
What is this? Come on, NFL. Fuck, homie. I thought we were over with this. God damn. I thought this shit was over, homie. LGBTQ plus youth with at least one. What did it say? Go back. With at least one. Oh, my God. This is their promo, homie. Oh,
this is very old, by the way. This game has this ain't something new. This is very old. So when you say it's over, this is old.
Well, you know what's not old? The Chargers, the Bills, and a bunch of other teams posting this on their websites. Okay, this was not old, by the way. This is 1 day old. So now what? And what's your answer to this now?
I'm just letting you know that was old. I'm not like
I'm telling you though, it's not old because it's still going.
Informing you that particular ad was old. That's all I'm saying.
That particular ad is why they do this though.
Argument, homie.
See, that's what Macro does. That particular ad is why the NFL is doing this now, today, as of yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Chargers, the Bills, the fucking your Colts.
Yeah.
What other teams have done
the Rams.
It's unbelievable what a joke. I haven't seen the Rams do it.
They did,
but it's unbelievable. The gender unicorn from Trans Student Educational Resource, TSER. Gender pronouns, TSER. The Coming Out Handbook. The Trevor Project. 2024 National Survey on the Mental Health of LGBTQ. Oh, fuck, homie.
You make like a bigger deal out of it than what it really is. Because like it's really having no impact on the game.
Smitty, you had a real strong take earlier.
If you understand business, and we can disagree on that side of it, which is fine, but they're just trying to extend their market. They're trying to make it all inclusive to where the mom can go watch. If you're gay, you can watch. If you're young, you can watch. It's all a money play. how can we grow this game in every market? That's why you keep seeing games going out the country and back to back weeks in different places. And then if you look at the grand scheme of everything, they're just trying to connect to everybody. It's all a money play. That's all it is. And again, I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying, but you're making this pride stuff like it's not really doing anything to the league. Like it's not like the game ain't changed so much. It's not like there's 1,000 gay players that are all playing right now, an all gay team. Like it just the advertisements of it just hurts you so deeply. But in reality, when you just take your emotions out of it and look at the game, it ain't nothing really changing. It's still football. It ain't.
Well, that's not. It has
it's
changed.
Still majority straight players like it's always been, and that's it.
We don't know that, but it has changed.
We've never known that. Even when you play, we didn't know that.
Has the game gotten softer or not? Yes or no?
Excuse me?
Has the game gotten softer? Yes or no?
By rules, yes. By rules.
Okay.
Yes.
Are there a lot more women coaching football in the NFL now than ever before? Yes or no?
Ever before, yes.
Okay. So 2 for 2.
Is there a lot of women coaching? No. But ever before, yes.
It has changed, homie. It has changed the game.
It hasn't changed.
2 months ago, you had a very strong take on this show. An NFL player said he wanted to host an LGBTQ camp, and you were totally against it.
Yeah,
so
camp, yeah.
Okay, camp. So what do you think? What do you think promotes that, homie?
I'll let you finish.
What do you think promotes that guy to do that? Because his corporation, the NFL, does this. What do you mean? What do you mean it doesn't? That's macro thinking, homie. You just
had nothing to do with him.
You said it has no effect.
He did that because he has a gay brother.
You said it has no effect.
Bullied and his whole entire life. So
don't matter.
His love of his brother.
But you said
NFL doing.
But you said it has no effect.
I have direct ties and connect. I know it's the story. So. You
said it has no effect, though. I'm telling you, it does have effect.
Because that player did not do this because the NFL is promoting.
Who looks up to the NFL?
I don't know.
Is it not kids? Don't we look up to stars and NFL and NFL, everything NFL stands for?
We look up to stars, yes.
Our youth is directly being affected by this. I don't know why you don't see that.
The players are like,
I don't see why you don't see that.
I like Dwight Freeney. I'm not looking at all this shit.
But you aren't, Smitty. That doesn't mean the kids, who are the most influential group of people on earth, are. Look at the kids. The kids do see this, homie. How do you not know that? Like, it's not really like a conspiracy. We all know growing up who we looked up to. So do these kids. So do these kids. No, the kids look at the stardom of it, the star-studded part of it. And guess what's promoting that?
What
the
star
league.
Players are like promoting this heavily? Like, what do you?
I don't understand why you're being this micro today on this. Who's the MVP of the league?
Josh Allen.
Okay. How many people look up to Josh Allen, you think, as kids?
A ton of players look up to
what
Josh
teams?
Allen.
What teams do he play for?
He plays for the Bills, but Josh Allen is his own entity, huh?
Hey, well, fuck it. I'll go home tonight. I'll drink my yak and smoke my stick, and I'll get it back cracking.
Oh, man.
Kylie, and this is
Baby,
me
let me take a look
game.
at that.
I'm Kylie, and this is me after the game.
I'm Chelsea, and this is me before the game. My name is Chelsea, and this is me after football.
Okay, so they're doing a before and after. Let me start over and get a new grasp of it. Okay, so this is before.
I'm Kylie, and this is me before the game. I'm Kylie, and this is me after the game.
I'm Chelsea, and this is me before the game. My name is Chelsea, and this is me after a football game.
Hi, I'm Liz, and this is me before the game.
Hi, I'm Liz, and this is me after the game.
I'm JJ, number 75, and this is me before the game. I'm JJ, and this is me after the game.
Hi, I'm Pinky, number 77, and this is me before the game.
Hi, I'm Pinky, and this is me after the game.
Hey, this is Taylor, and this is me before the game.
You look way higher.
Hey, this is Taylor Terry, and this is me after the game.
Hi, I'm Lou, and this is me before the game. Hi, I'm Lou, and
Hold up, homie. Motherfucker behind him eating a pizza?
Post game.
Hey, this is Taylor Terry, and this is me after the game.
Hi, I'm Lou, and this is me before the game. Hi, I'm Lou, and this is me after the game.
Hold on, homie. Did you say post party?
I said post game. It's post game, little piece of slice. You know, post game. You know, after the game, you know, you on the road. You get done, you shower real quick, throw on your regular clothes, you walk out to the team bus or whatever, and your ops guy will have little sandwiches, something to drink, little Gatorade, bag of chips, Chick-fil-A or a turkey club, or you know how it is, something like that. Yeah. This is a cheap, professional women's pro league, whatever. They don't have the funding to get the type of stuff we get at a D1 or probably even at your JUCO level. So they have to just order some Little Caesars pizza and they got pizza slices. It's really that simple.
That motherfucker right there, they're eating the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
What's he play, guard?
Yeah, that's my guess. Maybe guard. Tackle only because the options are limited, but probably guard. Just like a left guard, strong left guard too.
But I think we're at number 33 though.
Again, it's low funded, and there's different rules. It's all women league. Like they don't go out the same numbers.
Oh, so 33. So 33 can't play guard though. Right? There's no way they change all the rules in that league, right? So is she a fullback?
I mean, potentially it could change the rule, or she could be a fullback. I wouldn't be shocked. But she never gets the ball. But use her only to lead block and shit.
Would you watch this game? Would you watch this game?
What do you mean?
Would you watch these guys play?
I mean, if I had somebody who was playing in it, who I was supporting, I'd go check it out. I don't think I would I haven't even seen them play. I haven't even seen how good they are, but it's hard to judge. I haven't even seen a play.
Why this is my point though. Why they always look the same? Have you noticed? They're why isn't my point ever brought up? This is the same with the MMA and all that shit. I don't want you to get in my bed at night.
That's fine.
In this case, there wouldn't be any woman getting in my bed.
Women ain't for you, right? That's okay. That's fine.
No, these want to be guys. They're extreme, hard, butch, dykes.
And there are some MMA women that you would want in your bed, and I'm gonna leave it.
Nah, we talked about that.
I know.
I get there's some bad one. I get there's some bad looking one, but I don't want them to come home with a black eye and 30 feet thow.
Okay, your feet won't be dirty. It's called a shower, homie. What are you talking about? Your feet be dirty all the time. Go take a shower.
Can we go back to Lou? I want to specifically break out Lou on this video right here. Is this Lou here?
For the game.
Hi, I'm Lou, and this is me before the game. Hi, I'm Lou, and this is me after the game.
So is Lou a boy?
No, she just got her hair cut. It's like a tomboy.
Her name's Lou, though.
We all grew up with it.
No. Her name's Lou, though.
She goes by Lou. If I had to guess, that's probably not her actual full name. It's probably like Luann or something like that, and she just goes by Lou. Come on, bro. Stop acting like that, Jay. Like you grew, you was just born yesterday. Stop trying to play ignorant because you're not ignorant. Stop, homie.
I thought that was a boy, homie. I don't know, homie. I'll be honest. I can't decipher it no more.
I hate
it. And City, I'll be honest. I stopped trying to decipher it because it becomes it's like you really go crazy if you really try to decipher between a boy and a girl nowadays. You might lose your shit, lose your mind, fuck, man, because Smitty, I'm gonna be honest. If you go out and let's say you're at the market and you're shopping, and then you go, excuse me, ma'am, and it's a dude, then they say you misgenderfied them or whatever they call it, misgendered them.
Well, I don't say ma'am or sir in that situation. I would just say excuse me.
Can you do me a favor? Can you film it when they say you misgendered them? Because I want to get that on camera so we can.
It'll never happen.
It's content, huh?
It'll never happen. I just feel like, man, I want to take your phone and just refresh it, because the shit that you bring up, this shit, I know. Listen, there are examples of everything you want to find. There are examples, so you're right. But trust me, in the real world, in this everyday life, this shit does not happen nearly as it's a rarity. I'm outside every day. I go to the regular store. I go to Ralph's. I go to all the regular stores. I go to Whole Foods. I go to Trader Joe. I'm in the hood. I'm in the nice spot. Playa Vista. I'm in Culver City. I'm downtown. These things are you're in your bubble. You don't really leave the house. You go to the boat and back home. That's it, and that's great. But when you really outside moving around, this is a non-issue. I
go outside. I go outside to look for them. So that's the only reason I go.
A miserable life. Just go outside just to look for it.
I go outside to look for them.
For what? But for what though?
I go look for them, homie.
But for what?
Them, homie.
I know. I say who. I said for what?
I go out and try to find one of these weirdo motherfuckers.
To do what?
I want the shit I see on video. Like,
You're looking for drama. You're looking for drama.
No, I just want them to say to me, like, don't call me a man when he literally has a hog hanging. And I'm like, don't call you a man. And I want that guy.
This is all you talk about, Jason. Every week you bring this up every single week. It's like you're in love with it. It's like you're infatuated with it.
Because macro level, this is what our girls now want to see, play football. This is the new thing right here. This is football. That's why they think they can coach in the NFL.
They have an all-girls football league. You told me just last week we had another clip. You said, "Oh, if it's all girls, I'm not tripping." That's what you just said. So they can't coach over on the men's side. They can't do nothing there because that's the men's space. Okay, cool. But now they can't play with each other in the sport because they can't do MMA. They can't what do you want them to do?
But this isn't women's football. Let's be honest here, homie. I mean, I thought these were some of my former teammates. They're not fucking women. Look at that. I thought that was a mixture between Kamala and fucking Oprah. I didn't know who that was. And then I thought that was Keith Smith. When in gear, I thought that was Keith Smith. You're Keith Smith from the show here, homie. I was great. I was fine.
I know who Keith is, homie.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I thought that was Keith Smith, homie. And I'm like, wait up. Keith Smith's playing in Iowa right now. They're playing a league. So, like, you imagine you coming home to that and she takes off that and that.
Why, but hold on. Why is that where it goes to? Why like, for real? Let's stay here for a minute. No, let's stay here. When it comes to women, why does your head instantly goes to what would they look like coming home to me? And you correlate everything they do from a career standpoint or job standpoint or just hobby standpoint to how that would affect when they come home to you. That's what your brain does. So anything that's like, I guess that you would feel like that's negative towards that, I'm talking, you don't want them to do it. So you don't want them to fight or box because you don't want them coming home bruised up with dirty feet. You don't want them playing football because you don't want them big and like come home stinky. You don't want them doing anything that would take away from your personal experience of what your life is like at home. Fuck what they want to do. Fuck their hobbies. Fuck their dreams. Fuck what they want to do for fun. What do you bring to the table for Jason Brown? If that ain't the most selfish shit I've ever heard in my life, shit, I ain't heard it yet then. Go ahead, Jason. I'm done talking the rest of the show.
Here's macro level why this is why it's a concern coming home.
It's not macro, by the way, but continue.
So when they come home to me, what are they doing? Now, you women feminists in the chat that will not advocate for WNBA, you women feminists in the chat who will not side with Riley Gaines, you women advocates in here who will get mad at me today, but will not come out in defense of boys playing girls in sports, will go mad at me after this. That's the irony of my whole take. Here's the take.
Real quick.
What are they going to do? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to respond. Jared, so ask your wife this, and I'm not going to disrespect your wife. Just ask her a question. Women aren't supposed to stink. So I don't know what your wife done or what she used to do. So if that's the case, if that's fair argument, she's a woman. You're saying that women should never do any physical activity then that causes sweat. They shouldn't play tennis, volleyball, soccer. They shouldn't get a job that's required. They shouldn't do anything that would make them breathe hard. They shouldn't go to the gym either, right? I'm trying to get clarity from. No disrespect. I'm just asking a question. Go ahead, Jason. I'm sorry.
So all the feminists out there who will see this later and they'll be like, "Oh, JB's a anti-feminist and he's a woman basher." No, I know what you're gonna say when I say what I'm about to say.
Oh shit! I mean, you about to say some bullshit then. Like you already preparing for it.
Nah, but what you keep asking me this question, that they want to come home to me. What are they gonna do? Because there's no way you can sit up here and tell me that Keith Smith looking motherfucker is gonna come home and make me some motherfucking sweet potatoes, rice, and a steak.
You don't want her though anyway. You're not looking her way. Why does that even matter?
But to your point, you're asking me, you're telling me that they come home and then they just turn women. No, they don't. They think they're a man that plays football. They want to coach football, homie. They think they can coach you how to swim a double. They think they can teach your pad level, homie, and how to wrong arm the motherfucking trapper. They think they fucking really can teach Darnell Smith football. So we're buying into that. We're allowing this to open up Pandora's box, homie. Stop. That broad right there. Show that picture again of what's that name? This right here is not coming home to make you dinner, Smitty. She's done and do nothing for you. Stop. What's she coming home to do? Smitty,
I don't know what
down.
this doing.
Smitty, Darnell, get over here and rub my motherfucking foots. Get over here and rub my motherfucking foot. Get over here.
I don't know if she has
hurt.
a man, if she has a girlfriend, if she's
My
single.
feet hurt.
I don't know what this woman's doing. I don't
My
care
feet
what this
hurt.
woman's doing.
Darnell, my feet hurt. Rub my shit.
When I look at a woman doing something that they love to do and want to do, I don't instantly go to what they gonna do when they come home to me. Like, my brain just don't go that well. It just don't.
Darnell, you better have me a motherfucking bath. You better have me a bath running and motherfucking food ready. Bitch.
Something wrong with you, bro.
Because you know she been calling all her homies bitch on the field all night, homie. So she came home to you like, oh, I'm motherfucking feet rubbed. I want a motherfucking bath. I want a fucking pork chop. Homie, you better have a jacuzzi too. Shit. And you know her feet look fucking horrible, homie. I guarantee her feet are fucked, homie. You imagine them feet under that body weight?
I don't know what to say.
Right. How spread her feet are out because of the weight. Because, you know, she's not athletic. No offense to her parents, but, like, she's not athletic, right? So, like, she's a wobble body short, probably 5'2", 3", playing guard. So she's playing right guard. So her right hand hopefully is in the dirt as a right-handed player. She's a right guard. She's a left guard. I'm putting her in a left-handed stance. Right guard. I'm putting her in a right-handed stance. So she's a right guard. You know fucking damn well, homie, that right foot is spread out thin, homie, because that's a lot of weight on that, homie. 5'2", what? What is she? Real honestly, 5'2", what? 3?
She's probably she's taller than 5'2". I think she's like 5'5", 5'6", but I think she's like 5'6". I'll say probably like really 270 actually though, 260, 270.
270.
Yeah, it might be in that range.
I'm not shitting you. How much did you weigh at Ball State?
In my peak, like 285. Why is he rolling away? I'm saying it's a bigger woman. Is all I'm saying. Listen, shout out to her though. My bigger point, talking about size, is that when I watched this video, my brain did not go to, damn, I wonder how when she go home. Can she still cook? Can she go? That's that old school mentality in your head because you still see women as one thing. You still see women that just walk around barefoot and pregnant at home. So like that's your listen, I'm not here to judge you. That's where your brain goes. Cool. I'm just saying that's the disconnect. You don't see women as having their own hobbies and own like fun things to do and playing flag football, and like you don't see that. You see them as, how the fuck are you gonna come home and take care of me as the head of the household? Are you gonna rub my feet? How are you gonna listen to me? Are you gonna cook for me? Are you gonna do this, that, and the third? And if that's how you run your household, cool. That's fine. I'm not judging. That's the disconnect, though. Go ahead.
I'm already on record, so people can go find my videos where I've said like, I don't need a woman to cook for me. That's not something I yearn for.
That's true.
It's not something I don't yearn for you to come cook. I do everything myself. That's why I'm solo dolo. I don't need. I can do everything I need to do. I pay my own bills, my own shit, my own fucking deals. Everything I do. So I don't need a woman to do shit, but give me some pussy and suck my dick. Now, having said that, I cook myself, and I'm pretty sure I'm better cooked than the broad anyway. So why would I want second level cooking when I do the cooking? Number one. Number two. So number two, my whole point, Smitty, what were women intended to be?
Oh, shit.
What? No, I'm not going nowhere with that. What I'm saying is, what, you all right? I thought you got hurt. Homie, hold on, homie. Not a deep conversation here.
Shout out to Bet US, man. Fuck.
No, hold on.
I'm good. I'm just making.
Why were women? What? Let me rephrase the question. What? No. What are women supposed to be looking like? That's my whole question. Because you mentioned you think this woman's supposed to walk around pretty. Yeah, that's what women are supposed to be, aren't they? Hold on. Aren't women supposed to be pretty?
What the hell is going on? I never said they should walk around being pretty. I'm saying
no. What I'm saying is,
okay, all right.
You said women's supposed to walk around. JB said we're supposed to walk around just pregnant, barefoot. I'm like, what? No, women's supposed to walk around looking fly, fine, female, homie, feminine. But like you're defending this shit. Like this is the woman. See, this is your new generation of woman.
No, it's not that.
Homie, it is.
I'm not talking to this woman.
Yeah,
this is not my type. I'm saying that.
Well, all of these women,
a woman can go play a sport if they want to play a sport and not look like a doll 24/7. A woman can go do boxing training. I see. You see what a woman can go hit the gym and not look her best and not like. You talk like a woman is supposed to just literally just be makeup,
no. There's a whole different
on all day. Like I don't understand.
You're changing some shit up now.
What I'm saying, so I'm telling what we change. All right,
you're changing it up. No, if a broad goes to the gym and she's in sweats with no makeup, we still know if she's bad or not. This broad right here goes to the gym. It don't matter if she gets a fucking full on reconstructive MAC makeup fucking turnover. She ain't gonna look no different, homie.
What about this broad right here, Bailey? Put that picture in for me, please. MMA fighter, star, UFC fighter, Tracy Cortez.
Not my cup.
Cool, it'll be your type. But two things can be true. A woman cannot be your type, and you can still say that that's an attractive woman, though.
So I've
seen women who I'm like, that's not my type,
keep it fun.
She's not ugly.
Let me keep it real with you, homie. Let me keep it real with you. To me, her and that other bro we just
her with a fighting shit on. This ain't even her with a street clothes on, by the way.
Yeah. Her and her right here, the same to me.
All right. Well,
no, I'm keeping it real.
There's no more conversation to have then. So
she looked like a boy.
All right.
And so does she. That looks like a boy. That looks like a boy. That looks like a bak me.
I hear what you're saying.
That looks like a bak me. And that looks like what do they call them? What do they call those, homie, over in Thailand and Philippines? Boys show it. Boys, she man, some shit. I don't know. She boy or some shit. You know what I'm talking about? He, she.
I know.
That's what that looks like to me. I'm no offense. She might be a great woman, but she looks like a boy. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not attracted at all to that. That looks like a boy. She's got a little bit of like a bicep. She weighs like 80 pounds. No ass, no titties. She's just not attractive to me whatsoever. And she's a fighter, which goes against my whole, principle. Paris is mad. She said she's logging off. So, like, she looks like a he, she, I guess they call him he, she, bakmoys.
Paris, I saw you put y'all. I ain't do nothing to you.
Huh?
And again, y'all, the example I'm using is there are women who play sports, who fight, who hoop, who do whatever, who are still like how JB looks at, still womanly and still
but we would know
dressing and gets dolled up afterwards and put their lip gloss on and put on their bikinis and tattoos and do all that is what I'm saying. Just for clarity, y'all.
I get all that, but you would know.
Like you're trying to stray on this one example of this heavy set woman or whatever that's boyish. Again, you do this, you do a great job. You find little stuff that just fits with whatever your argument is, and you
That's what? What'd you say she was?
I don't know what I said.
You said she was boyish?
Yeah, masculine, whatever. This particular example of this woman, yes. I got you. So if we got who play sports and do stuff, who still when they get done, they go shower. It's because a shower is a thing, and they get their nails painted, and they get dressed, and they still are women. That's all I'm saying. But
we gotta stop with the oxymorons because there's no such thing as you just said two things that can't be true.
Mm-hmm.
A feminine, sexy, cute You act like she's not sexy, cute, feminine when she gets over here. You said masculine woman. There's no such thing, homie. That's an oxymoron.
This woman is some. So hold on, you never grew up with the term tomboy? Is that just my generation?
Yeah.
Okay, they were more masculine in terms of their acts, how they dress.
Tomboys doesn't mean they were a dyke. Tomboy meant they like hanging out with the boys. Tomboys could get that dick. Tomboys I fuck shit out of tomboys.
Okay, yes, but they hang with the guys.
I fuck shit out of tomboy. I fuck shit out of tomboy.
They'll have J's.
Tomboy actually turned me on. Tomboy actually turned me on.
They'll go out and play sports with you. I didn't say they were. I said
tomboys. See, tomboys were they kept us guessing. Tomboys would wear like baggy jeans, and they started kind of being like the hip hop tomboy skater world. They started wearing that shit. They kept us guessing, and we're like, damn, that bitch got ass. I think.
You don't. This happens every single day. That's why I just ignore shit because I peep game.
So tomboys were fucking bad. There was some
regular clear shit, and they just
there's no way this is a tomboy to you, homie. See, that's the problem. Dude, that's the difference. Nah, homie, that's not a tomboy. Stop.
She was a tomboy. JB, for real, I'm not trying to be funny. I swear to God, you gotta get checked. Something really wrong with you though, and I love you. That's what I'm telling you this right now. Something's actually wrong with your fucking brain. There's no way in hell you just said that I called her a tomboy.
There's
no way you did that. I never. No. Let's talk. You do this every day. I say 1 + 1 is 2, and then you come on and say, "Ain't no way 4 + 4 is 8." I'm like, what the fuck? I ain't what are you talking about? Like you literally mentioned it in your head that I did not say at all.
Hold on,
do it every day.
You said
you do it every day. It's like I say shit. No, hold on. Let me go. Because I don't know if you're doing this on purpose. You trolling me, or you literally like.
What are you talking about?
Like you not hearing what I'm saying. I don't know what side it is. But the real ones know. Even Bailey, he be on your side. But I know if he keeping it real, he know you do this shit where I say some shit and you completely make up something in your brain that I literally did not say. Like right-handed God on the Bible did not say.
See, I miss lesbians. And I've been saying it for a long time. I just miss straight up lesbians. Like just straight, flat out lesbian. We know what you are, blah, blah, blah. She still says she's a woman at the end of the day, but she's a lesbian woman. I miss them. This other shit I can't do. But this right here is confusing. She don't know what she is. So she's confused herself. You're confused because you said a masculine woman. There's no such thing. That's the oxymoron that I'm discussing. There's no such thing as a masculine woman. Masculine women are boys. I don't think we realize that. There's no such thing as a masculine woman. Hey, you know what? My masculine woman's gonna come home and make me a motherfucking pork chop tonight.
He got nothing to do with you, homie. Why you keep saying that?
There's no such thing as a masculine woman, homie.
She like girls, or maybe she just like dudes and she don't like you.
No, they're not masculine women.
Don't worry about what her home is,
homie. No such thing as a masculine woman.
Maybe the dude she fucking don't worry about cooking. He cooks like you. He don't want her to cook. Maybe their household. Worry about let their household be their household, homie. Everything ain't around JB's fucking world.
It don't matter.
That's why your ass probably single because you don't know how to treat a woman. That's the problem right now.
It don't matter.
That's why your ass single and you ain't got nothing to count on because you don't know how to fucking treat a woman in the household. That's your problem. And you're gonna stay single the rest of your fucking life because of that.
For Kirk Gibson, homie. Hell yeah. I'm fucking all for it too. I'm all for it. Like I'm on this. I'm right at the half age mark. Like I'm fucking old. I'm
shit is not good. It's not something to be happy about.
Oh, I'm fine with it.
Nobody want to die alone, homie. I don't care. Nobody say the most gangster person want to die alone, homie.
I have dogs.
Well, never mind. I ain't gonna say that, but
I always have dogs.
Oh, you got to let me stop.
What? I don't get it.
I don't want to be like because I feel like the comment I was gonna make is insensitive.
Nah, never. You can't be insensitive with me. I don't get sensitive.
Okay, well, my as you know, dogs unfortunately have a short shelf life. Unfortunately, so you just have to keep reading up. Just keep reading up.
I've had pit bulls. I've had pit bulls for 35 years of my life.
Man,
they don't live that long.
Yeah, who just called me?
The feminist.
It's probably an accident.
Probably like Joy or something. Watching the show.
Let me make sure everything cool real quick.
Joy watching the show? She don't like me. Huh? Is it Joy? Tell Joy I said what's up. Tell Joy.
All right, then cool.
Wait, what'd you say?
Huh?
You say you'll beat his ass?
Huh?
I swear I thought you like I'll beat your ass. That's what I thought you said.
I said everything cool. I had to make sure everything was cool. When I get missed calls from like back at the crib, I gotta make sure everything's smooth.
Oh, I thought it was.
I don't know why. I don't know who said. I don't know why you keep saying that name for.
I thought it was what's the name.
I'm gonna just keep ignoring that name when you say the name.
Nah, she don't like me. Feminist.
A lot of people don't like you.
Yeah.
Most people I know don't fuck with you.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Damn, Darnell, how you be doing that? Like, damn, that ain't even how you.
Yeah. But that's yours.
I be in there like defending you. I'm like, nah, he cool. He got.
That's like y'all though. That's like y'all though.
He got he got an interesting way of how he think, but he cool.
My y'all is totally different. They'll check you for thinking that y'all are against me. See, that's the difference. I mean, see, I got a y'all too. That's the thing. See, yeah, I'm so macro on this, homie. I don't think had none of that. My y'all is like real gangster. Y'all is like, feminine females playing football. You call that a masculine female. Which don't exist, by the way. It's an oxymoron. Can't exist. Can't be masculine and a female. Don't exist. You imagine somebody calling your mom masculine because she was out playing tennis? What are you saying, homie? Are you listening to what you say, homie? My mom used to play tennis all the time. My sister played tennis, big time high school tennis player. They used to wear the skirts and shit. Now they wear what? Yoga pants or what? Some sort of boy short. Remember the key word boy, little boy short, or some sort of simulating a boy. That's not feminine. That's masculine. Throw it out there, homie.
All women are the same. You're right, man. All women are the same.
No, I'm not saying they're the same.
There are no women who are a little bit more, masculine than or you're a woman. You can't even have that. You're right. Everybody's exactly the same. They all wear heels. They all girly with the dress. They all hair done, all that. You're 100% right. I'm sorry for being wrong. I'm the young guy on the show. I'm ignorant, and I apologize for putting out the wrong information.
Don't ever apologize, Smitty. We got 10 minutes left.
No, we don't. We got 4 minutes left.
5 minutes. Let's dive into this thing because I gotta get this take real quick. Sarah Stockford, Smitty, another feminist, has come out and she may have taken my seat as the most hated Kansas City Chief fan. Take a look.
Most overrated quarterback in the league. I'm completely out on him. I'm completely out on the Chiefs. Once they made a Hallmark movie, I was like, forget it. Mm-hmm. I don't like him. I think Josh Allen's a better quarterback. He's 6'5". He can play in cold weather. And I'm just completely out on Patrick Mahomes. I think he's like the influencer of like NFL. Like I feel like people just like overhype him up, and then that's why they win so many games.
I'm gonna give you an opportunity to go ahead.
Well, just for context, who is she?
Huh?
No, I said just for context, who is she?
She's like any other woman talking football. I have no fucking idea.
What's her name again?
She looked like that fat comedian, the blonde that talks shit.
I know you're talking about. But that's what I'm trying to figure out who she is, though. I'm trying to like is she like a comedian? Is she an influencer? Is she an actual literal like journalist reporter? Is she like I'm just trying to see who.
Yeah, I don't know. Bailey, you know who she is?
Because all that matters. Like she could be like an entertainer, So I mean her take, she didn't go into any in-depth stuff. She decided I'm just out on Mahomes. I like Josh Allen. There was no actual football, like real take X's and O's behind it. She said Josh Allen can play
the Bills radio host.
She said Josh Allen can play in cold weather, which is kind of weird because it gets freezing cold in Kansas City, obviously. So since it's
Amy Schumer. I thought it was Amy Schumer.
Right. I know what you're talking about. But to say like Mahomes, to insinuate that Mahomes can't play in cold weather is nonsense. Because
she went from. See, this is why I'm not a hot take guy. I'm just a realist. She went from 6'5", is the reason he's better than Mahomes. She said the reason he's better because he's 6'5" and plays in cold weather. Kansas City had 3 of the coldest weathered games last year. I'm just looking at the thing. They played in -13, 3, and 7. I don't know if she's ever been to Kansas City, but having said that, number one, I'm a mad. You know my takes with Patrick Mahomes. At least I have a little validity. I believe in my takes, and at least you can argue my takes and have a debate. That right there was not a debatable argument, and she said a bunch of nothing. And that's why listen. I'm all for women on the mic, my mic, but I'm going to be honest. When it comes to quarterbacks, we need to limit the amount of discussion that females have on that topic. Like, talk basketball, talk fucking all your shit. But when it comes to quarterback talk, seriously, women, we got to do something about having women talk about it. There's some great women like Sheena we have on our show. She knows football. She knows ball. I'm not going to say she don't know ball. But like when women talk about quarterback in specific, Smitty, let's be honest, I'm being specific. We got to stop and limit the discussion because I have secondhand embarrassment listening to Amy Schumer right there speak about quarterback play. And then you have the audacity to discuss Patrick Mahomes, who has how many more Super Bowls than Josh Allen?
3.
And been to how many Super Bowls?
Like 6 or something like that.
5. So I'm very confused. And again, that's not a take I'm never going to take. That's a hot take, and it sounds ignorant. So anyway, Smitty, I'm just being honest.
I understand. I appreciate your honesty. This is another example of looking for something that fits your already preconceived belief, and then saying, "See, told you." So you already don't think women should be talking to sports. So you go find this random clip of this woman who we don't even know, who either A, don't know a lot about it, or B,
I didn't know she existed. I didn't know she existed. Bailey, this is all Bailey.
I've never seen it. I've never seen her. So this is thank you for saying that. That's my bigger point. Somebody who's not
show me again.
Known in the industry like that, which is I'm not dissing her. I'm just saying.
Can you pull it in again?
It's not like some relevant topic, but we went and just found it because it fits your preconceived thought. Like it's genius. It's genius. It makes sense. I'm just saying I'm on to the game. That's all I'm saying. I'm on to the game.
Why does it make sense? It's not a game though for me.
This ain't like you act like this was some big shit that happened like that we had to talk about.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real again. Like,
be real.
She got boy hands. She got a pot gut and no cleavage showing. And I'm gonna be real. You can call me sexist all you want. If she ain't got no titties showing and she doesn't look like she has a pair anyway, a real good, nice one, I'm not really tuning into this because she has a face for radio. Let's be honest. And that's the only reason we tune in.
Now you disrespecting the woman. You know what I mean? Somebody's daughter, somebody's wife, or girlfriend would tell you, somebody's sister. He don't know this girl might be a credible person, human being who you might run into one day out of this. And she might be a fan of yours. You have no idea. You have no idea. And your immediate instinct is to dog her breasts.
I ain't dog her.
You said she ain't got no titties showing, so you wouldn't even want to watch her. You said the shit that you can see looks horrible. You said her face. She said she got a radio face, homie. We know what that means. A radio face. That means we don't want to see it. What are you talking about, homie?
I didn't say that.
You said she got a radio face. You just said that.
She has a face for radio.
What does that fucking mean, Jason?
She's a radio host.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
She's a radio host.
What does that mean, Jason? This is for the show. What does that mean?
Host, homie? She's a radio host.
Try to hold your smile in, homie. I do that move.
Hold your smile in. She's a radio host, homie.
Get your hand out my face, man. You might piss me off.
What are you talking about?
I'm not.
Hold on, homie. I'm just telling you. She's a radio host.
You ain't about to ruin my day, homie. You ain't about to ruin my day.
Anyway, we got one last thing. Bailey wants us to get in real quick as we end the show. Talk Tuesday. Take a look. I guess it's your guy.
I don't know what it is, but Bailey said we got it, so that's it.
Lamar Jackson.
He's your mini-me. Austin Powers. He's your mini-me.
Say it fast, though.
Kevin the Trucker. Go make a mini-me, Austin Powers. Put Bailey as the mini-me and put JB as fucking Michael Myers. Do it today, please, and send it to me. That's exactly who they are.
I know guys on crack that makes more sense than you.
Really?
then let me put it to you this way, cuz.
Who's on the right here?
That's you right there on the right. That's Bailey right there. That's me. And they got me as Debo.
Is that Bailey?
RP Tiny List. Yeah, look just like Bailey. And that's me as Debo. Rest
That's
in peace,
crazy.
Tiny.
Is that AI?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible, right?
That's crazy, girl. I'm scared of this shit. I'm scared of the next level shit.
This look just this how you was in jail. It look just like you. That's crazy. Look at Bailey.
I don't dress like an essay though. I got white shit on my mouth. Where's the Lamar Jackson take to end the show? Because I gotta get this in.
904. 7 years off Super Bowl appearance.
What are you shaking your head for, man? I mean, okay, so let me break it down.
I'm gonna help y'all out.
I'm gonna break it down.
Go ahead, break it down.
So rookie year right here, unbelievable talent, comes in the NFL, not knowing anything about it, wet behind the ears, just being an athlete, freak of nature, letting his feet do the work. Never got caught from behind. Year 2, gets into the protein mix, gets in the weight room a little more, tries to change the delivery just a tad bit. You notice his jawline totally changed. He went from, the young, handsome athlete turns into who? Samuel Jackson. Third picture right there on the right, year 3. He's letting his shit out a little big, trying to grow a little facial hair as he's realized that the league defensive line is just as fast as he is. And now he can't take it 80 no more. He can only take it 65. Year 4, he goes from taking it 65 to 55, and he gets walked down by Minka Fitzpatrick. Year 5, he's gained a lot of weight as he signs a big contract. Year 6, he's back happy again from all the haters hating on him. And he's just like, fuck it. I know I'll never win a Super Bowl. It's okay. He looks stress-free again. That's kind of the timeline that I have chronologically, Smitty.
Gotcha.
So go ahead and give us your take on this.
There is no take. The take is that he's top 5 quarterback in the game. He's the multiple-time MVP winner, multiple-time Pro Bowler, multiple-time All-Pro. He's a former Heisman Trophy winner at the collegiate level. He's been great at every single level of his career. And
freak nature.
Even like try to just find stuff to pick at.
Great kid, never in trouble.
Another example of just being a hater and being a
never
troll.
in trouble. I'm not never in trouble.
That's
Great
all
kid.
There's so many quarterbacks who are just not good that we can spend time actually talking about, but to actually continue to use one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the game and just pick at him because he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, as if he's the only one out of the great quarterbacks who hasn't won. When we don't do this with Joe Burrow, we don't do this with Josh Allen, we don't do this with nobody else. But for some reason, Lamar Jackson's the one guy that we want to utilize for some reason. It's a prime and pure example of hate. Lamar Jackson, if you're watching this, brother, keep doing your thing, keep balling out. I'm a believer in you. I believe you will get a ring. And there's nothing else to say. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the game. It's common sense.
I brought up D Jones. I brought up D Jones hero. Said he's a bust. I've said Justin Herbert's a bust. I've said Joe Burrow's an injury away from being a bust. I said Josh Allen needs to shit or get off the pot many times. I said there's a plenty of Derek Carr. I said is a fucking most overrated quarterback in the NFL. I've discussed plenty of.
I didn't bring up race. I don't know if you're talking to the chat or me. I didn't bring up.
I'm talking to the chat because I know that's what they're thinking right now. So I'm gonna get ahead of the game on them. So I've talked about all these horrible white quarterbacks. I've said Lamar Jackson.
But you don't talk about nobody as much as you do Lamar. As much.
Well, because you bring him up. I didn't
bring him up at all today. So what happened today?
Well,
I ain't brought Lamar up in a long time, actually.
Well,
I'm just kind of curious.
Every year on this show, you predict them to win Super Bowl.
I've not brought him up today at all, did I?
No, every year. No, you asked me why we bring him up all the time. I said because you say they're going to win Super Bowl every year, so we have to bring him up. All
right. Okay, cool.
He's never going to win Super Bowl. The Ravens.
And you know that how? I'm just curious how you know that.
Because I know
the guy come to talk to you in your dream and gave you the next 10 years of winners.
And by the way, I want to address something with Latrell real quick in the chat. He is pro Eagles. I don't know why. He's from Long Beach, not from Philadelphia at all. But anyway, he's pro Eagle. Here's the thing. He said Lamar isn't a great quarterback. He is a talented quarterback. In order to be great, he has to win it all. So you're saying Jalen Hurts is great. You're full of shit. Jalen Hurts, to my point earlier with my thumbnail, Latrell, and you told me that, oh, Jalen Hurts just won a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown had nothing to do with the fucking Super Bowl, and you and I both know it. It had to do with Saquon Barkley and the fucking offensive line, along with the defense that stymied and overrated Patrick Mahomes. Stop the cap. Jalen Hurts is not no fucking great quarterback. He could barely hit water if he fell off a fucking boat. So stop and miss me with the bullshit. I'm taking Lamar Jackson over Jalen fucking Hurts. Number one. Number two, don't tell me that Aaron Rodgers can't be great with fucking DK Metcalf. Are you fucking shitting me? One of the best ball spinners of all time and a freaking nature wideout can't be great, but he can be great with fucking Geno Smith. Anyway, it's Talk That Talk Tuesday, Smitty. We're signing off. It's Work Boot Wednesday tomorrow, and can't wait to get here and see it. Loaded lineup all the rest of the week, and I'm here for all the hate, all the slander, all the masculine females. And we will see you tomorrow on The Realest Show. Do not miss my show tonight. The Political Playbook, 6 p.m. Pacific on this channel right here that Bailey will put into the link. So subscribe today. Come on over there. Tonight, we'll probably do it on both channels just to get everyone to know. But from that point on, we're going to be on the new channel, which has already been developed. And come on over there and subscribe today. Right there. Boom. We'll be there tonight. And I'll take callers. We'll have a real conversation. Liberals, come on over and watch it. Democrats, whatever you want to call it, far left, come on over and watch it. Karen Bass, I invite you to come on. Newscomb, all you guys come on over and we will discuss it. And politics, some scotch or maybe tequila, Smitty. I don't know. Earthquake or? Oh, it's a jet deploying in downtown L.A. They're leaving right here. The Air Force Base is right by my house, and they're going straight to L.A., dropping Marines off. We'll see you tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Hey, well, fuck it. I'll go.